2 times, knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. Two times knock him out. Knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. Yeah, family, the last chance to not qualify are finally here. So prepare as never before. Make mistakes as always, because now only relegation matters. There will be those who did well with the grenade launcher. Not so much.
Ousado, obrigado por esse momento.
Who's not afraid of frying.
Que maldade, estouraram no Bruno Barril.
And even my brother Spider was very polite when it was time to say bye.
Ih, vai morrer já pro gás, já era.
Ah, let's not forget Team Codasolid, who made an effort and got a little space in here in the decree. Oh yeah, we are in this together. There will be those who have smelled it, but only just smell it.
Pra acelerar o Mamute! Mamute!
And also those who have smelled, barked, and even bit. But this last one only inside the game, okay? There were those who danced, kissed, and even with the dog celebrated. Aww. Well, my family. The final rounds that will define the future of 12 happy teams, it's close. But 4 teams are still going to have a nervous breakdown, and 2 that will go straight to the Serie B. So, my people, focus right now on 3 things: failure, slack, and force. We are in this together, and I'll see you guys very, very soon.
We are live! And of course, this is the last week of the regular season for LBFF Season 5. So we are hyped to bring you guys the last 3 days of the regular season in LBFF Season 5. And of course, I'm not alone for this journey. I have my co-pilot God, all bombshell by my side, and we are ready to bring you all of the action for this week, aren't we, Carol?
Yes, Marcelo, indeed. Hello, everyone. Have you get your popcorn yet? Because today things here will get in action, like a action move, an adventurous move, because these guys will come to contest the top 12 to head to the finals, Marcelo.
Carol already tried to trigger me 3 times, and it was tough for me not to interrupt her during her presentation because she said because, today, and because. All in a row. But of course, we'll bring you all the action as we said, and we'll bring you all the insights. But first we need to bring you the information on which teams will be playing today, right, Carol?
Yeah, that's right. So let's check our schedule for today because we're going to get Group B against Group C on this Saturday. So God Unidas, INTZ, Loud, Nitroxx Top10, SS Sports, and Team Liquid will come to this big fight against B4, Corinthians, FURIA Team, Netshoes Miners, Team Codasolid, and Team 1, Marcelo.
The final confrontation between SS Sports and Corinthians, an amazing matchup that we are going to see today. But tomorrow SS Sports will come to play as well, right, Carol?
That's completely right, Marcelo, because Group A will come against Group B, and Loud SS Sports, INTZ, God Unidas, Nitroxx Top10, Team Liquid will be in action against Fluxo Team, Los Grandes, who got the last buoy from last week, Metagame, Pain Game, Santos Real, and Vivo KEYD.
And on Monday, because we have 3 days a week of free fire for you guys to watch, Groups A and C coming up for you with Fluxo, Los Grandes, Metagaming, Pain Gaming, Santos, and Vivo KEYD facing off for the last time against Corinthians. Against B4, Corinthians, FURIA, Netshoes Miners, Team Codasolid, and Team 1. And we remind you, this Monday we'll probably have Vivo KEYD and Corinthians going after SS Sports, who currently leads our standings. And maybe we'll have to cheer against Vivo KEYD and Corinthians on the last day of competition.
That's completely right, Marcelo. As we are checking the game houses of the players to see them to get ready, we see SS Sports, the players that gave us quite a show.
Look at MTS. Look at MTS with the legs on the table and socks.
He's in a great piece, right?
He's in a great piece. He's in a great piece, and we see B4 with the no players on the table yet. Corinthians with no webcams. We'll soon bring you Corinthians. But I like that desk from FURIA. I like that desk from Team Codasolid. I wish I had a sturdy desk like that for me to work on, right, Carol?
I mean, completely right, Marcelo. Actually, FURIA got one of my favorite tables because not only with all the maps, but with the TV where they can look at the players from before, they are dancing. But a FURIA team that got the TV
It's
to watch the
R7
replays. Yeah, it's R7, and he gave us a very good show last week. So let's see if with this little dance he will come even more prepared for today.
Do you remember Men in Black?
Yes.
Do you remember those worms from Men in Black?
No,
with
you
the
didn't.
belly ahead?
No, Marcelo, you did not. For R7.
Yeah, it reminded me a little bit of that, but that's fun because R7 is at least he's cute.
Yes, teen and cute. But talking about cute things, Marcelo, seems like we are going to watch a couple of arts that are...
Yeah, because the cutest thing is to be on the top 12.
That's super right.
That's the cutest thing in this season. And we see Nitroxx Top10, Santos, Netshoes Miners, FURIA, INTZ, and Team Liquid. We can say that Team Liquid is in this fight. Los Grandes, Loud, fighting for their lives inside of the top 12. The teams that are probably already classified, already qualified to the finals are those 6 ones: SS Sports, Vivo KEYD, Corinthians, Fluxo, B4, and Team Codasolid. We can say that those teams are already qualified, right?
Yes, that's right. And we already pictured that SS Sports, Vivo KEYD, and Corinthians would be in this place right now in the top 3. But I was counting as well to see Loud, who is in the 7th place down below of Team Codasolid. And honestly, Marcelo, I hope today they will come to join the party with the other teams.
And those are the teams that are in between the finals and the Access Group. Metagaming, Loud, Los Grandes, FURIA, Nitroxx Top10, Santos, Real, Netshoes Miners, INTZ, and Team Liquid are in danger of being left out of the finals, right?
Yes, and we see the 13, 14, and the 50 place, the teams they are in the Access Group right now, but they got the opportunity today, I mean this whole week, to get the chance to get in advanced points to reach at least the top 12 and join the middle of our table, because last week the most important thing was to see the fight in the middle of our table, right?
And the Serie B is a reality for those 4 teams. I mean, Team Liquid had a great weekend last week, but Pain Gaming, God Unidas are in a difficult position, and it seems to me that Team 1 will not be able to leave the relegation zone.
Yes, and we saw that Pain Gaming is trying to keep it up with the game of God Unidas, and the hope that I get for Loud to join at least the top 5 of our table, this goes the same for Pain Gaming, because I have seen much more game from them than I see from God Unidas. So today let's check it out, I mean this week let's check it out about the Pain Gaming game this season. But just for the confirmation, Marcelo, this is the bonus, the extra points that the teams that head straight to the finals we get. So the first place 12 points, the second one 9 points, third one 8 points. It is the same amount of points that they get when they finish the round.
Yeah, it's the points that we set for the scores after the games.
Yes.
And the first team getting a booyah, 12 points, and it will be almost like that for the finals. They will get with that advantage. The team that finishes first on the table will get 12 points to start the finals, and so on. It's a good lead, since we've seen that this season has been decided by 2-3 points sometimes. A team going inside or outside of a qualification zone. I mean, Santos is 14 points ahead of Netshoes Miners. We may see this getting resolved by something like 2 or 3 points, right?
Yes, but talking about this amount of points, I have the theory, like Netshoes Miners and Nitroxx Top10. Netshoes Miners stands right now in the 13th place, but Nitroxx Top10 stands in the 11th place. So the strategy right now for the Nitroxx Top10 would be to actually leave Netshoes Miner out of the finals, because they have this confrontation in Bermuda map. So once Netshoes Miners is not in the game for the finals, they can have the whole call for themselves in Potionok Factory. So right now the most important things for heading to the finals, Marcelo, is to get away of the teams that are triggering you in the table.
So we've talked about a lot about this qualification zone, so let's stay tuned on what's going on.
A briga está muito grande para se consolidar entre os 12 primeiros ali. Toda semana tem mudança, as pontuações estão muito perto uma da outra.
Ainda Autoboot, balão do Autoboot em cima do Leal.
Não existe preocupação com as equipes que estão embaixo da gente. Estamos focados no nosso ali, só no nosso erro que a gente já errou lá atrás, para a gente não errar, cometer nenhum erro agora. E estamos focados em totalmente esse final de semana, para a gente se classificar entre os 12 e depois pensar na final.
A briga para se consolidar no top 2 está muito complicada, muito difícil. Apesar de a gente ter tido uma campanha regular, a gente errou quando não poderia errar e acabou saindo. Mas com fé em Deus vamos trabalhar forte durante essa semana para voltar para esse top 12.
Nossa senhora, que granadaça do Nativa!
A respeito dos times que estão atrás da gente sempre tem que estar de olho, entendeu? Mas nosso foco principal é cima, então a gente fazendo nossa parte, a gente não precisa se preocupar com quem está atrás de nós.
A briga pelo top 12 está muito acirrada, né? Essa LBFF 5 tá uma das mais disputadas aí, eu acho. E a gente tá treinando bem a semana para trazer um bom resultado e ir pra final nesse final de semana.
Vapo, the teams are coming for their chance in the top 12 indeed. And we have the maps, as you guys know, our sequence of maps with Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda, Purgatory, Kalahari, Bermuda. The second to last 6 for all those teams, right?
Yes, and I really enjoy to watch this video from Stay Tuned right now, because the players, they know how much this season of LBFF have been so disputed. They have been contesting so much each calls, and the meta of the game have changed this season, and they are aware of that. And because of this competition, Marcelo, they are getting very
Eager.
eager. Exactly, that's the word. They are getting very eager to head to the finals, which each point counts right now for position, for kills, and they are aware of that. And I'm pretty much sure we are going to watch a very eager game today, Marcelo.
But you know what I'm eager to see?
What is that?
Our engines running, because we're clear to take off. So let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R16D1 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side my co-pilot Carol Bombshell invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop Carol!
Ladies and gentlemen, let's start our day very well, because we are heading to the island of Purgatory. So let's see what Esports, Corinthians, before Team Codasolid, Loud, FURIA, Nitroxx Top10, Netshoes Miners, INTZ, Team Codasolid, Team Liquid, and God Unidas will bring for us, because we already got action from Team 1 and God
Unidas getting the first blood. Mike got the kill on Azai, and now they are running after Team 1. We know that this is a fight in the bottom of the table, and then we see Miguel putting Drizzy to the floor. 2 players down for Team 1. 1 on the floor and 1 on the lobby. Now we see that they're coming. Pato is coming to get the kill. Miguel finishes him off, and Team 1 took off because they are in a really disadvantageous position, and that may be cruel for Team 1 fighting to stay in the tables. And now VN10 gets the kill on Miguel, gets the kill on Pato, but he's surrounded. Now he gets the kill on Minozzi. Oh my God! Mike comes in to save the day for God Unidas after an amazing play by VN10. Now VTRX is coming. He sees his teammate get killed, and now he's coming and he's late. And he will have to deal with the whole God Unidas squad. And Team 1 is the first team on the lobby. But if VTRX stood with VN10, they would have won this battle. Carol, what a shame for Team 1 after an amazing play by VN10.
What a shame, baby, what a shame. Because exactly what you said, Marcelo, if VR stood with VN10, they would get the squad wipe over God Unidas. They start very good. I really enjoying to see this action come from Team 1. They in Purgatory, they go specifically to Fields, Golf Course, MT Villa, Quarry. But this is the very first time they go to Brasilia. And because that God Unidas go there, they know that they have this confrontation in the table. And I really enjoy. You remember when we talk about for the teams that have this confrontation in points in the table, they should come for each other. And this is exactly what Team 1 doing. They try it. They really try it. And I really enjoy it. Yeah, they almost got it. They were very close to get it.
They were very close indeed to get it, but now they give the advantage all the way to God Unidas, who gets 4 points. God Unidas is the team right above them in the standings. So the day starts poorly for Pain Gaming, right? For Team 1.
Team 1. Yeah, the only problem was the number disadvantage, because they decided to not go at the same time all together. They had this disadvantage against God Unidas, but what VN10 did was definitely amazing. And if he not play Serie B he not play Serie A next season for Team 1, because they are probably going to be relegated, I would definitely score this, get him for my team.
Yeah, he's a player who is trying to save Team 1 indeed, Carol.
He got the skills to be in the Serie A.
He got the skills to be in the Serie A, so we've seen players coming from Serie B and making noise. I mean, Vitinho was the MVP for Serie B in the last season, and now he's doing a wonderful job for Team Codasolid. He's on the table for the fight for the MVP, so we've seen players coming from Serie B with the attitude and the skills to make a difference in Serie A, right?
Yeah. And talking about difference, right now God is getting even more closer of Team Liquid in the table. So Team Liquid should definitely worry a little bit more for God Unidas. But who is doing a different rotation as well is Netshoes Miners.
They're coming for Team Liquid, a team that they probably see as a weaker team because they're below them on the table. However, Team Liquid is having a good run in the end of the season, 2 good weeks, and that may be a good fight for Team Liquid to fight, right?
This actually shows us that Netshoes Miners, because they were so afraid of early confrontation, they decided to leave the call of Brasilia, leaving that for God Unidas.
And now we see SS Esports going after FURIA on the bridge. We know that FURIA likes the beach houses, but now MTS is trying to get the shots on BLGod over there. He uses the ice to protect himself, but Phoenix is on his side trying to get the shots on. He puts the first player down. It was Jubinha who put Bolin to the ground. And now, once again, Jubinha using the scope to get a little more precise on his shots. And now he puts BLGod to the floor and Phoenix puts MemGod to the floor. FURIA will have to play this fight with 2 players on the floor, and Jubinha is now going after the whole squad from FURIA. Is that needed from SS Esports? I don't know. Carol will bring the insights as soon as possible, but we see Jubinha going after the players from FURIA. He sees BLGod, but the shields come in, the grenades are coming, breaking the ice, and now Jubinha from the top down trying to fight BLGod. The players from FURIA are retreating. They are having a bad time. The grenades are coming in, but Jubinha tried to leave. The ice came in, and it was not a good ice for him inside on the top of that rails, and he had to reposition himself. But on also trying to get the shots while Phoenix rotates, and he was seen and he was sent to the floor and back to the lobby. What a bad call by Phoenix. He tried to flank the whole FURIA squad, but they were aware of that, so they got the advantage. And now FURIA is coming after SS Esports. MTS is on the ground, but MemGod finishes him off. Now only 2 players for the leaders, SS Esports. That's a good thing for Corinthians, who now has less opposition to try to take the first place from SS Esports. We see BLGod from the top of the rails. The grenades are coming in. Bolin uses the shield to avoid the grenades. And now he goes after Buton and Jubinha. Bolin rotating through the ice, and he comes after Buton. Buton puts the first player down, but Bolin sends Buton to the floor and back to the lobby. Now only Jubinha remaining for SS Esports. What a bad play by SS Esports. They didn't need to have Phoenix trying to flank over there. They had the pressure going over on FURIA, and then FURIA, when they got the advantage, they advanced, they pressured, and they took the position, Carol.
Exactly. And I mean,
Jubinha will go down.
Yeah, Jubinha will definitely go down. He got just a little bit left of blood, and FURIA will not let him run away.
He's behind the tree over there trying to protect himself, but 1-9 sends him back to the lobby, and SS Esports goes away with no points. Carol, Corinthians is having a party.
Yes, definitely Corinthians is having a party right now, but also FURIA team who decided to retrieve from the bridge to get a better position, and SS Sports took the advantage to run ahead of them. But right now, what tells me about this fight against SS Sports and FURIA is their rotation, because FURIA team decided to go to the Mablework side, Quarry, MT Villa Golf Course, where SS Sports stands right now. SS Sports find them a target, which I would do the same, but anyway, FURIA right now got the best of the best.
But now we see INTZ going after Team Codasolid, a team that is trying to climb the rankings, trying to get to the top 3 to get more points for the finals. And now we see Peck putting Italo to the ground. Aranha is also on the floor, and they are going after the INTZ players. Vitinho get the kill on Aranha, and INTZ is wiped out and destroyed by Team Codasolid. The triple kill by Peck guarantees 4 more points for Team Codasolid. This team is making noise in this season, right, Carol?
They are not loud, but they are definitely making noise, Marcelo, because they came to stay here from Serie B. Directly from Serie B, they came to stay here and getting points over INTZ. And actually, Team Codasolid, when they leave their draw call, they go straight to Fields, and they stay there, the upper side of Fields, but they decided to come right now for INTZ, which tells me, Marcelo, they are very thirsty also to get in the top 3 against not only Fluxo team there are ahead of them, but before Vivo KEYD, Corinthians, SS Sports, and it's 8 minutes so far in our clock today, and we have seen so many things going on, and that's exactly the things that I was expecting to see for this final qualifying phases, Marcelo.
We want to see the confrontations indeed, Carol. But now we see that the safe zone is favoring Corinthians.
And also before standing in a very good place in Brasilia, which is the same exactly spot that Santos like to stand in. We saw that Santos got a buoy over there.
And we know that Santos and before have the same drop calls. Almost all the time they are together. But now we see that the safe zone is being controlled by Corinthians before Team Codasolid. Nitroxx Top 10 is holding the door for a few teams that are coming in. Team Liquid might join that fight, and that's what we're seeing on the screen. The Team Liquid might be welcomed by Nitroxx Top 10. We see Unidas going into the sites of before of Corinthians. We see FURIA that needs to come through the bridge near the golf course. We may see Netshoes Miners trying to find the Corinthians players over there.
It's loud down to 1, only Kronos? How that happened?
I don't think so, Carol. Is it real? Yeah, it's real. Loud is down to only Kronos.
What happened? Was that because of the fight of Team Codasolid and INTZ? Because we usually see Loud in a fight against INTZ.
And Team Codasolid had five kills after wiping INTZ.
So that's it. That's it.
Team Codasolid had 5 kills. They probably got 1 kill on Loud. INTZ got 2. Kronos took away. And then Team Codasolid wiped out the whole INTZ squad.
Yeah, it's because we didn't see, but maybe this is start against Loud and Team Codasolid, and then INTZ joined the party, because INTZ, they come down from the moat house first before to enter in Fields. And Fields is the rotation of Team Codasolid, so probably the first confrontation was against Loud and Team Codasolid.
Probably between those two teams, but Loud... The past 2 weeks were terrible for Loud.
It was definitely terrible. They were always down to 2 players, or only Kronos was managed to stay alive, especially because he is the support, so he's easily to be alive.
He plays from far away.
Yes.
And now we see the confrontations between FURIA and Netshoes Miners. Netshoes Miners chose to stay until the end of the safe zone where they were, but FURIA came rotating towards them, and now we see the fights going on. FURIA, who already got 4 kills, wiping out the whole SS Esports squad. Now they have their sights on Netshoes Miners. Memgod trying the shots over there, but Netshoes Miners chose not to fight. They took off from behind of the storage houses, and they chose not to fight. They're probably playing for the positions, right, Carol?
As they should, because they are in a not a very good position in our table right now. But we haven't seen the same exactly action from Netshoes in a row, even though if it's not in the early stages of the game, but they have been retrieving and avoiding a lot of battles to prioritize the position, which I think it's a very good strategy. But if I know FURIA team very well, they will come for them.
They will probably go after the Netshoes Miners squad, but we see Nitroxx Top10 and Team Codasolid, the newcomers, facing each other by the north of the fields. Shine is trying to find the grenades, but Nitroxx Top10 seems to be repositioning to choose that fight, and Team Codasolid seems to not want this fight. However, the grenades came in and damaged back over there as the grenades are coming. Shine being the Kobe for the team, trying to find the grenades, and we see Victor7 with the grenade launcher putting Pong to the floor. And we see that Pack will need to reposition, and Nitroxx Top10 is coming for Team Codasolid. And as we see INTZ putting VT to the floor, Pack brings it back, but Spill puts Pack to the floor. 2 players down by Nitroxx Top10, 2 players down for Team Codasolid, and they get the 2 kills. INTZ gets 2 kills, 1 for him, 1 for Spill. But Spill is also on the floor, and Quali trying to stay alive for Team Codasolid over there. We see that Spill will probably not be playing, and Shines will be the last player remaining for Nitroxx Top10, and he's sent to the floor by Kronos. And before wipes out the whole Team Liquid squad as Loud also goes to the ground. And we have only 6 teams remaining. FURIA fighting the Netshoes Miners and sending them back to the lobby. Another squad wipe for FURIA, 7 kills, 3 in the hands of Memgod. We see Unidas fighting against B4, and B4 need those points. They already got 2, wiping out the Team Liquid squad. We see Iago and Juan preparing to strike, and now Juan leading the rush against Unidas. He knows he has the information on the players on the ice. The ice is broken, Mike goes back, but Pato trying to protect him now is exposed and forces Juan to retreat. Lobato is the front line and he is down. Mike doing a good job for the Unidas team, and he gets the kill. R7 puts 2 players to the floor. Miguel going after him to bring it back for Unidas. Team Codasolid is wiped out, but we see Juan going to the floor, and look at Unidas winning this fight. They've got 8 kills already, and they have the opportunity to win this fight against before. Miguel is on the floor because Iago was behind him. He got the kill, and now Minuzzi has the information on Iago. He's using a few health kits over there to remain alive, and before goes down because Iago was killed by the safe zone. Unidas getting good points, and they are shut down because Hazuri found the shot, and now it's Corinthians against FURIA. A battle we've seen a lot on these boat houses, on these beach houses over there, and now Hazuri trying to find the shots. Memgad and Bolin using the watchtower to get advantage, but Corinthians is in numbers advantage, so that may be a good fight for Corinthians in the search for the lead. Corinthians might take the lead from Esports. They already got the lead because they have 9 points guaranteed and more 4 by the kills.
Wow.
And FURIA is wiped out, so it's Booyah! Corinthians! Salve Corinthians! They get the Booyah! And they take back the lead after a few bad weeks. Carol, the boys are back, and the boys are back nicely, Carol.
The boys are back. This is a song from High School Musical. Sorry.
Of course I know.
Anyway,
I've watched the whole High School
glad.
Musical on the cinemas, on the movies.
Thank you, Marcelo. I love you even more right now. But anyway, a great start for Corinthians. The Chimão here this season were leading our table in a row, and they are back probably with more 19 points. But what impressed me right now was FURIA team coming so heavy after they win the fight against Esports. They gave them a plus to continue during the whole match of Purgatory, but Corinthians took the best of the best and the booyah.
What I found amazing was that we saw God Unidas breaking free, and we've seen Corinthians bopping to the top.
Bop to the
Did you get the references? I know my High School Musical. Believe me, girl.
You're the best. But yeah, God Unidas started also very good. They got also the opportunity to score a few points in the beginning. They were almost sent back to the lobby by the hands of Team 1 that unfortunately went down with 0 points. But Esports also went down with 0 points, Marcelo, leaving the way open for Corinthians to score the booyah.
And I mean, we've seen teams, the top teams scoring good points. So we can say Corinthians taking back the lead. They are sticking to the status quo. Are they sticking to the status quo? And finally, did God Unidas say, "Can I have this dance?"
He's trying to show me he's a really High School Musical fan.
I am a real High School Musical fan. I know all the damn songs.
Oh my heavens! Camila, are you watching this?
And if you don't believe it, bet on it!
Okay, Marcelo, we are in this together.
We are all in this together.
We are in this together, but what is in this together is the booyah of Corinthians, like I said, opening the gap ahead of Esports, Vivo KEYD, and I want to see our table. We have already our rankings.
We see the standings coming up, and Corinthians tied with SS Sports. This fight is getting closer and closer. SS Sports is still ahead because of the tiebreaker. The tiebreaker conditions with the 11 booyahs and the 257 kills, but this makes the fight more thrilling than it already was. We see before getting good points and leaving Fluxo behind on the 4th place right now, but we've seen FURIA getting to 488 points, securing some more points that they needed to stay in the top 12. We've seen Loud getting a few points because of the hustle from Kronos to stay alive, but God Unidas finally reaching the 400 points mark and leaving Pen Game behind, and that's important for God Unidas because Team 1 didn't score any points. Pen Gaming is not playing today, and they are getting closer to Team Liquid. They need to put one more team behind them and the relegation zone, right?
Yes, not much has changed in our right side of our table, but the great thing was 5 more points for Loud. They are maybe with these 5 more points we'll get them a little bit more back in the game if they manage to stay at least with the whole squad alive, Marcelo, because I don't know what's going on, but what's going on with the FURIA is that they decided also to come with this extra gas to contest the top 12, to be at least among the top 10, I would say, and they will get close of Loud. If Loud don't watch out right now, FURIA team will steal their points. But also, what a great beginning of the day for Team Codasolid that are also to manage to getting points of Fluxo team. But I'm speechless with Corinthians right now. We didn't see them the whole game, but they did their job, and they are tied right now with SS Sports, Marcelo.
We see that we will head into Kalahari as a map that Corinthians dominated throughout the whole season, and after a booyah in Purgatory, this might mean that Corinthians came back to the way they were playing on the beginning of the season, and if they did in Kalahari, they are dangerous, like Michael Jackson would say.
Oh, Michael Jackson would say that as well. And what I would say, Marcelo, is that I'm very excited to go to Kalahari. Can we go right now?
Yeah, we can go right now, but after a quick break, because the guys at home knows that I just want to be with you guys, so stay tuned, because this could be the start of something new. We are back live, and the guys are also back live on their gaming houses and getting ready for the second map of the day. We're heading to Kalahari Desert, and this is a hot map, and we've seen a hot start from the teams, so this might mean that we will have more confrontations coming up, right, Carol?
Marcelo, and once again we saw that FURIA team, they were watching the replay of the last map, but Nitroxx Top10 are doing the exactly same thing, and I really liked that because that shows the strategy to, I mean, the opportunity to fix the mistakes, right? To correct the things that they did right, and for the next map they will start a little bit more aware of the problems, right?
And do you know what else I am aware?
What is that?
Of the authorization of the control tower. Clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R16D2 heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side my co-pilot Carol Bombshell invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Carol, and we have already dropped because God Unidas is coming after Team Liquid, and MVR is already on the floor. We've seen Boss over there trying to defend MVR with the ice, but God Unidas is coming straight after Team Liquid, and MVR is the first blood back on the lobby for them.
My goodness.
And God Unidas grouping on Lucas Tedet to get the kill. Pelzada tries to bring it back, and he puts Mike to the floor, but Pato puts Pelzada on the floor, and now only Boss alive for Team Liquid. He's trying to fight. He puts two players to the floor. There's only one player remaining for God Unidas. Now they are bringing it back. The whole squad, and Boss is alone. If he fought that fight, he could have got the whole squad wiped out. But now Pato finishes off Pelzada, and only Boss to fight against all four players from God Unidas, and they chose to come aggressive to the day, and that is paying off for God Unidas, as we see Boss putting Pato in a bad position, getting some shots over there, and Pato uses the tree to hide a little bit as Boss tries to reposition and to get a few kills for Team Liquid. He has sighted a medkit inside of that ruins, but he's being flanked by the squad of God Unidas. We see Minuzi trying to find the best spot to fight. He uses the gas mask over there to get a little bit of shield, and now he goes after the last player from Team Liquid. We see Mike also going for him, Boss, with the P90, trying to hold on to himself near that ruins. But Minuzi is doing his rotation, and the grenade from Mike, wiping out Team Liquid. And in the direct confrontation, God Unidas is taking the best from Team Liquid, Carol.
I'm asking myself right now, what had this morning in the coffee of God, in the milk, in their bottles, because they really furious. I mean, I was counting that we were going to have a lot of action and a lot of fights, but not coming from God specifically. That got a squad wiper over Team 1 in the first match, and right now of Team Liquid, and they are, I mean, I don't know if Team Liquid came for them. I know that Team 1 came from them, but they are doing exactly the right thing, fighting the teams that are triggering them in the table. And Marcelo, take a note of this. X, the player X from Team 1, he's a newbie here, and this is the very first time he's playing here this season.
Yeah, you put a youngster to play in the most decisive week of the season.
Is that a wise choice?
I mean, Team 1 is not having good choices regarding changes of players, but maybe X will be the solution. We don't know. We might have a player coming in to solve the problems from Team 1. I don't believe so.
Yeah.
But
me neither, because I would stick with the same squad that were, even though they are not having great performances and great results here, I would still stick with the same squad that I'm already used to play, you know. I wouldn't be so bowed this like that.
And Carol, finally we've seen for the first time in the season the refinery taken by a team not called B4 or Santos. Team Codasolid is taking the refinery as of right now.
And could you imagine if before decided to go there? Because when Santos is not playing, before usually go there.
Yeah.
And that we would have this confrontation against Team Codasolid and before, and I would be very excited to watch because we haven't seen that Team Codasolid. It is a solid team. They have been very consistent, but also before have been showing the exactly same performance for us when they manage, I mean, to stay with the whole team alive. But avoiding early battles and early confrontations, I have to agree this is the best call, as Netshoes Miners have been doing, even though it's not working for them. But I really, I would prefer to avoid as well.
But the refinery is taken once again by before.
They are
Team Codasolid chose to play by the oil rigs on the sides of the refinery, and the refinery went to before indeed. And Carol, you almost triggered me with one of my oldest J-Rock bands that I love.
What is that?
It's called Beat Crusaders. As you said, do you imagine? Maybe the guys from our chat that live closer to Japan will understand when I say, do you imagine I was talking so hard to find? Do you imagine? Beat Crusaders is an amazing band that I got to know through an anime called Back.
This need to come from Japan because I don't even know the song.
This is from an anime called Back, and Back is one of the coolest animes I've ever watched. And if any guys in the chat have watched Back, the Mongolian Chop Squad, they can say it's an anime and a manga about music, about a guy that is bullied in the school, and he learns how to play the guitar, and he forms a band.
And he uses song as his armor against bully.
Yeah, and he plays like a god, and he sings like a god, and he is indeed amazing playing. And the songs from this anime are amazing, but amazing is the ability of Drizzy to jump, but MTS took that away from him and sent him to the floor. And now we see SS Esports coming after the points that they need from Team 1. But VN10 sends Boot onto the floor, and now they are in the advantage because of the position that they are in. But Jubinha came in and put VN10 to the floor, and Triple X also goes down. Jubinha doing the entrance, doing the entry frag for SS Esports in the place of Buton, who was in the floor. And that was incredible from Jubinha, getting the position. And we say hello to our friends Legend FF, saying love you from Sri Lanka.
Welcome.
Hello guys from Sri Lanka. We also love you. Thank you for being here with us in the last week of LBFF Season 5. And we see the SS Esports squad going after the last player from Team 1. It's VTRX, and he will play from inside of the safe zone. But INTZ is also coming, and SS Esports heard the car coming, and now they might position themselves for that fight.
And I mean, SS Sports engage in early fights right now. It is kind of dangerous for them, but it's crucial also to get points.
And Jubinha gets the kill on Lucas Kawan. He gets the triple kill for him, and 4 points for SS Esports are really important because Corinthians tied with them on the lead. And now we see that SS Esports is trying to bring back the advantage that they had in the to begin the day, right, Carol?
And the only team that was sent back to the lobby was Team Liquid right now. It is good to remember that SS Sports got 3 kills over Team 1, but one of their players are still out there. But it's going to be very awesome to watch FURIA team against God Unidas. FURIA team that started the day in a very good position in our first match. They also know Kalahari map with their, they know by heart that. And let's see if they will manage at least to get into the late stages of the game alive and with great points, because it seems like they already got 1 kill over God.
They got 1 kill over God indeed. they want to get a kill over God indeed, because Memgad is way ahead of the squad. They might get to this confrontation, and we know that FURIA is not shy of early confrontations. They are trying to find the best position, and it seems that the safe zone will close to the refinery, Carol.
And I mean, right now in Kalahari map specifically, which is a strategic map where you can use the upper views and enjoy using the snipers, Loud got also one of the best performances because of Chronos. And with Noda and Kawan, I mean Kawan and Will in the squad, which are the frontliners with the best rushes here in Preferred Brazil League, maybe they will have this advantage, which they might need if they want at least to get in the top 3 of our table. Because right now, Marcelo, is not only about to stay in the top 12, but to get the points to head to the finals. Because if you are in the first place, you're going to start the finals with 12 points.
Indeed, that's an advantage on the other teams. And now we've seen that there are lots of teams fighting for the first position. We thought that would be only 3 teams fighting, but Team Codasolid is coming after them. We see that Before is coming after the top 3. We know that Fluxo will come tomorrow trying to get to the top 3, but this fight is getting warmer, as I would say. But now we see Iago putting Noda to the floor, while Loud was trying to get the information on Nitroxx Top 10, but the good job came from the newbies. We see that we have already 4 players, more than 4 players down. We see that Kawan is trying to help Noda over there. There are only 38 players, now 37 players remaining, because SS Esports lost Boot On, and the grenades are coming in from MTS to try to find the players from Nitroxx Top 10. And he knows that one grenade well positioned over there could destroy the whole Nitroxx squad, and he sends the grenade in. It will damage only JHCZ, who is on the floor. Shinez is coming in to help Shinez, but Victor looking for the players from Nitroxx Top 10. Kawan came over and he was headshot by Noda. Amazing job by the players from Loud. But Shinez finds Kawan and sends him to the floor. Team 1 is wiped out as we see the match getting warmer and warmer. Loud also goes back to the floor. We see the players from SS Esports, Rubin and Phoenix, trying to keep themselves alive because Nitroxx Top 10 is coming after them, and the grenade from Victor! He explodes the squad from SS Esports, and Nitroxx Top 10 gets the points, Carol.
It's quite wiping. Loud and SS Sports right now. Nitroxx Top 10, it's very ahead of these teams. Very aggressive, but let's see what FURIA team will do about God Squad.
We see that FURIA is indeed coming for this battle, and 1-9 the Saitama trying to find the best position to fight.
Yeah, I mean, Nitroxx Top 10, they start very good in Kalahari map right now. I have talked a lot about them, how aggressive the squad look, how good they look, but right now it is a confirmation, it is a statement, getting points over Loud and SS Sports, the team that have been getting the best performance in this whole season. It is everything for this final rounds, Marcelo.
Yeah, they need to amass some points in those final rounds, and we see Pac putting Lobato back to the floor, but Juan brings it back, sending Quali to the lobby as well. Memgad trying to find a good positioning, but he is being shot by the players from God Unidas. BL was the one trying to fight from the top of the stairs. Memgad, Bolin sent Pato to the floor. And now he gets the kill on the player from God Unidas. 1-9 trying to come and bring it back, but Minuzi puts 2 players to the floor. Shinez brings into this fight, and B4. And Nitroxx Top 10 is also coming to get the kills on the players from God Unidas. They already got 7 points. Now Minuz is the last player remaining for God Unidas, and he has to fight to keep himself alive, but Netshoes Miners are also coming in. We see that Natividade knows of the position from God Minuzi, and he sends him back to the lobby with a grenade. Combinatividade. Team Codasolid is also back on the floor, on the lobby. Only 4 teams remaining. Victor doing a good job and sending B4 back to the lobby in the 4th position. Nitroxx top 10 already with 10 kills for them. Netshoes Miners, the Kala Miners are still alive in this last fight, but Spill puts Natividade to the floor, and he sends the whole Netshoes Miners squad back to the lobby. And look who is there! Corinthians once again fighting for the booyah! The grenades coming in from Ousado, and Chinese is on the floor! A bad move by Chinese, going straight into the grenade from Ousado! And now only 1 player still remaining for Nitroxx top 10, and it's booyah! Corinthians! They get the double booyah! Back to back! Are the champions back, Carol?
They said, let's get double booyah here today. Indeed. Corinthians, Marcelo. We talked a lot about them last week when SS Sports were getting points ahead of them. We said Corinthians will come next week with the hunger. They will come very hungry to take the 1st place again, and far, far away from SS Sports. I mean, great start for Corinthians today. Double booyah already?
A double booyah, but we see that Corinthians got only 3 kills.
Only 3
for
kills.
This whole map. The 3 kills on the Nitroxx top 10 squad, and that's because they played the safe zone to get to the top of the tables. They are playing for the booyahs, Carol.
And I tell you what, for 1 minute, I thought the booyah win for Nitroxx top 10. And I was like, no, that was not Corinthians. But yes, Nitroxx top 10 didn't get the booyah, but got the points for the booyah with 21 points. Even though Corinthians is right now doing the game they were adopting in the 32nd week of the season. They are climbing points as well. It's working for them, getting 12 points for
now on the lead
the booyah. Yeah, now on the lead officially, they are getting the 12 points for the booyah, 3 points for the kills. But also Nitroxx top 10 is doing an amazing job. They were almost killing each one of the teams that were around the map, Marcelo.
And we see that Unidas is also doing a good job. FURIA is having a good day, and Team 1 and Team Liquid, 2 teams that needed to perform better, are not doing that good. SS Sports did not start the day as well as they needed. Also, and Loud, disappointment. A disappointment from Loud in the last few weeks.
Yes, disappointment, especially because they are using the squad. They have the best performance this whole season, Marcelo, and they cannot quite connect their game right now. And I said they should definitely watch out, because a FURIA team will come for them, will try to steal the points and join the 500 points in our table. And I'm very excited to see our table. Have we already?
Yeah, it's coming on the screen for you guys to check this out with us. And Corinthians getting to the 600 points finally,
wow,
and taking the lead from SS Sports as we calculated here, as we imagined. But FURIA and Nitroxx top 10 coming after Loud to take the 7th place, and that brings Loud back to the fight for the 12th place. They are only 30 points ahead of Netshoes Miners. Netshoes Miners is not having a bad day. They are performing better than Loud today. And we see that Loud starts to be a little worried about the top 12, Carol.
Indeed. And Netshoes Miners, who started the day in the 11th place, Marcelo, managed to jump all the way.
Come back to the top 10.
Come back to the top 10, taking this leap to the top 10 right now. 2 points behind our FURIA team. And Loud FURIA team and Nitroxx top 10. I want to see if they will meet in our next map in Bermuda, which will be very interesting to watch. Team Codasolid, even though they got a great performance in Kalahari map, they are studying in the very same place. A lot of points ahead of Loud right now, and I don't think Loud will...
Loud will not come from Team Codasolid.
Not today, even not today. We can get the closure of FURIA and Nitroxx top 10, maybe, but also give a big shout out to Netshoes Miners that joined the top 12 once again.
Once again, taking the spot from Santos Real. We know that Santos has less maps played than Netshoes Miners. That will be worked tomorrow and on Monday, but we see that the teams are starting to settle them in the fights that they will be till the end of the season. We see that this top 6 group is probably already qualified for the grand finals on next Saturday. We'll bring it to you guys as well. Next Saturday, we're closer and closer, only 1 week after the grand finals. But we will bring also Bermuda, Carol. But
yes, and before we head to our break, I just have a quick information to bring about the difference between Esports and Corinthians right now. Because of the tie break that is the Buyas, Corinthians need to get 5 more Buyas, Marcelo, if we head to the finals and we have again Esports against Corinthians, they needed the Buyas to get the tie break.
They needed those Buyas indeed, but SS Sports need the points if they want to use the tiebreakers to engage into this fight against Corinthians. But we'll know if they will get the points right after a quick break. We are back live for the map number 3, heading straight to Bermuda. And Carol, we love Bermuda, right?
Yeah, I love Bermuda so much because it was the first map created by Free Fire. And those players over there, Marcelo, they know Bermuda by their hand. And let's see what they will bring for us in Bermuda, because like we just said, they know Bermuda very well. So will one of them contest each other calls? I know maybe Netshoes Miners and Nitroxx Top10 will face off, but let's see what Bermuda will bring for us.
I know that it will bring us a little breeze on the legs, because Bermuda, it's not like pants. But I'm eager to see the fights going on in Clock Tower. I'm eager to see the fights going on inside of the factory. Which reminds me, INTZ got the best result in Bermuda for a whole season.
Yeah.
But they are having an awful day.
Yes,
They are in danger of being left outside of the top 12. Will that be the reality after this match? But Carol, sorry, could you please answer me that inside of the plane, because we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies. Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R16D3 heading straight to Bermuda. This is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side my co-pilot Carol Bombshell invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, cause it's time to drop, Carol!
Ladies and gentlemen, right now I can welcome you very well in Bermuda map, because in Kalahari we saw that we started with a lot of fights. But the thing is, what Bermuda will bring us, because Netshoes Miners already decided to change the call. They are playing strategically today. So let's see who else will play with the strategies, because right now, heading to the finals, every single mistake will count, Marcelo.
They will count indeed, and every single thing that you do right will also count. And we see that the whole map went to the left side of Bermuda, and only SS Esports and Team Codasolid taking the right side. And that was a weird call that we've seen from all the teams, right, Carol?
Yes, and this is because of the airplane rotation. I really get very nervous when things like that happen, and I don't like it all. But what Corinthians like is that they were going to have Mars Electric and Santos call for themselves, helping them to take a little bit more time to get loot, equipment, ice, guns, and everything they needed to keep the safe game and wait until the late stage of the game. But I also really enjoy not this late game of Corinthians, but when they get to the center of the safe zone before the other teams, because they can dominate very well the call and get ahead of the other teams that are trying to get inside of the safe zone. But seems like today they are playing the safe game, right?
The safe game indeed, as we've seen. They get in the Booyah in Kalahari with no kills. That was a different style of play than what we've seen from Corinthians on the past 2 weeks. But it seems that they came back for the fight the way they were playing the first 4 weeks, the first 3 weeks. But Carol, Nitroxx Top 10 is having a good day.
They are definitely having a good day. I keep talking about how aggressive they look this whole season. They are a team that actually, Marcelo, we have never said that, but not all the time, but most of the time they have 2 players with a double vector, and we know that the double vector is one of the best guns to get in a mano-mano fight, in the close fight, in the rushes, and they get this double vector for 2 players, which shows me how much they worry about the close confrontations, how aggressive they are, and that's why they never avoid the battles. So they will indeed come for each one of the teams, and that's what they didn't get the Booyah, but they got the amount of the points for the Booyah. But who have changed a lot of the rotation today? It is Team 1.
Team 1 is indeed going after the confrontations, maybe because of the changes with XXX coming to the game, and he seems to be an aggressive player, right, Carol?
They seems like they change their strategy for the final rounds. They are taking us to the finals, and right now I don't think there is not much that they can do, and that's why they are not worrying a lot about the position, because they know they will probably be relegated. They will probably join the relegation zone as the bottom team for this season. They will go back to the Serie B, and that's why they are not worrying a lot to avoid calls or prioritizing position. There's not much they can do.
They're risking it all. They're going all in, indeed, to try to get the points.
Even though they pass Pen Gaming right now, there's still a lot of points ahead of God Unidas, especially because God Unidas is having also a good day today.
And they've gone over the 400 points mark, which leaves them more than 60 points ahead of Team 1, and that's tough for them to fight in only 1 weekend to break that difference between them and God Unidas. And we know that God Unidas is not only having a good day, but they had a good weekend the past week, and they are improving their games. But now it seems that they got in trouble against Esports, who is in a desperate need of points to keep the lead. We see that the first blood is Cebolinha in a fight between B4 and Netshoes Miners. And there is a player down from God Unidas. Jubinha using the ice to protect himself, but the grenade launcher coming in. Minuzi trying to keep himself safe behind the tree. The grenades are coming in, trying to find Pato and Mike over there. MTS doing a good job with the grenades, but Jubinha is also on the floor. The grenades coming in from MTS, and he finds the damage on Mike, but he didn't put him down. MTS, the grenade once again coming in and getting damage, and put on finishes of Pato as Mike was trying to climb the ladder, and Esports doing a good job in this fight. Phoenix and Jubinha on the floor, but Put On has only an inch of life left. Now he uses the med kit to bring it back to the game, and now Miguel fighting with the grenade, and MTS finds the flashbang. 2 players were sent back to the lobby, and MTS with the Kobe wiping out Unidas. Finally a bad game by Unidas in this day, as we see Netshoes Miners fighting against before. Juan is already on the lobby, but before team got 1 kill on Netshoes Miners as well, but FURIA is coming for this fight. Mem got put 2 players down already, 1 from before and 1 from Netshoes Miners, and Lobato is now helped by R7. And he's using the grenades because he knows the Netshoes Miners is on the lower floor. And that is becoming a war zone, but FURIA is taking off. We see Nitroxx Top10 also engaging in a fight against Team Liquid that is getting closer to that fight as well. We see Loud over there in the sides of FURIA. Carol, this airplane rotation was messy for a few teams.
Yes,
right?
definitely mess up with a lot of the teams right now. But before they go, when Santos is not playing, they go to the hangar call. But they went to Clock Tower right now. Netshoes Miners decided to change the drop call because of Nitroxx Top10 in Poshinaki, which tells me that Netshoes Miners, they are trying to avoid problems, but they are getting into problems because they have to study the call before to go for it, you know.
Yeah.
And this is the rotation of FURIA as well, and before, and they will meet with the teams they were not prepared for.
But it seems to me that Netshoes Miners was surprised by the airplane rotation for having to take a different drop call.
Do you think
And
so? Because
they were
Nitroxx
not
Top10 went to Poshinaki factory very
easily. Yeah, maybe they changed it, and it's just not working for them.
Yeah, but it's working very well for before. They got few points for
Got a
killing.
few points.
And look, FURIA team, they are very spread in the map right now.
Yeah, they are pretty open.
Yeah, they are a little bit in Hangar. They are a little bit in Catulishua against Loud right now. I mean, is that a good choice for them?
With the amount of teams near them, I wouldn't say so, Carol, because if they get engaged player by player, they will go down easily against the whole squads that are near them. We see that FURIA is a little open. We see INTZ is close, Loud is close, Team 1 is close. If those 3 teams decide to engage against FURIA, they will have 4-on-1 fights with all players.
And talking about the engagement, we didn't see that INTZ, they probably were aware of a team in Bimazak because they have contesting the call with Vivo KEYD, and they easily left that for Team 1. They are not worrying at Team 1 at all. They are in the upper side of Bimazak strip right now, and Team 1, it's dominating the whole city of Bimazak.
Probably Bimazak will not be a factor in the late stages of the game, but we've seen that they start with lots of fights, and Bermuda starting a little more tranquil, right?
Yeah, a little more in peace, I would say. But having a lot of teams in Hangar right now, Netshoes Miners before, also Team Liquid joining around the corner, and FURIA team tells me maybe we are going to have the final stages of the game in their spot.
We see that B7 is trying to get information on the teams around them.
Netshoes Miners is in a very bad position right now, really bad.
They're below B7, they're below R7 in the player from before. And we see now they are trying to engage into this fight, but Nitroxx Top10 is ready to bring the fight to them as well. Natividade sends R7 back to the lobby, and he is sent to the floor by 1-9. FURIA engaging into this fight. A nice headshot that might ruin the plans for the Netshoes Miners. As we see the players coming in, Iago getting the kill on Victor. He's trying to run, but he's surrounded by a lot of different teams, and Iago is also on the floor. 1-9 puts a player to the floor. Lobato sends the whole Netshoes Miners squad to the lobby. Amazing job by Lobato all by himself, holding before, still alive. That fight seemed to be all in Netshoes Miners' favor, and Lobato saves before. And that's the hustle from a team that is trying to fight for the top 3. Amazing job by Lobato, Carol.
Yes, an amazing job from Lobato, but also I have to point it out how once again Netshoes Miners are trying to show the aggressive game, and they are trying to do it. I think they came in the right moment for before in Netshoes Miners, but with Lobato in the squad, they got, you know, they scare off Netshoes Miners right now. But sorry, not Netshoes Miners, but Nitroxx Top10 right now.
Yeah.
And let's see if Lobato will hang in there, because with a 5 points for killing and a great point in the position, they will help before a lot, right?
That will help before a lot.
Loud, FURIA, Team Liquid as well, but FURIA is dominating, and right now I understand why they are so spread.
Because they know that they have control of the center of the safe zone near Catulista. They know that they will have to deal with teams coming from south, but they have only to deal with Lobato for before. And there's one more squad only coming from the south. They know that they can spread their players to control the teams coming in. They are playing for the information and not only for the fights, right, Carol?
And finally, Loud managed to be with the whole squad alive in a good position in the late stages of the game. Let's see if the problem was their rotation, was that they were going for the early battles, or if they can at least handle the pressure to be in a good position in the late stages of the game and hold the rotation of the other teams, because that's exactly what FURIA have to do right now, once they are blocking the way for the other teams, and they are very spread, so they should definitely watch out for that.
We see that Team 1 might get into the sights of Team Codasolid. They are aware that they are in the open. They use the ice to get their movement done, but Team Codasolid is already targeting them, trying to get the kills, and Team 1 takes off. Team 1 will not go for this fight. They chose to retreat. They left Team Codasolid wanting for the fight but not getting it. And now we have the safe zone shrinking. They will face off against INTZ in any ways. They will have to go into the safe zone, into outside of the danger zone and inside of the safe zone. Anyways, they will have to face it. They will have to face any teams that would be on their way, because they're taking lots of damages from the safe zone. We see Drizzy putting the team to the floor, and now Lucas Cauano was the one trying to fight. VTRX puts him to the ground. Aranha trying to help Lucas Cauano, but we see VTRX is still over there trying to get the kills. The players helping Aranha, but the grenade from MGod sends two back to the lobby. And now Quali puts Guerra on the floor, and INTZ has only Italo to fight for themselves. 4 players from Team 1 inside of the storage house. We see Team 1 still trying to fight the teams that are coming from the north, and the first team that they fight is Team Codasolid, and TRX get the kill on Vichin. MTS also trying to get a few points for SS Esports. SS is not having a good day, and Team 1 needs to improve their day as well. MTS gets the takedown on Bolin, but the mine puts VN10 to the floor. The mine from the player from INTZ. And INTZ is now wiped out because Nitroxx Top10 and FURIA came after them. We see Team 1 trying to engage against SS Esports. The two teams fighting for the positioning near Bimazak and Catulishua. But Lucas TD puts Will to the floor. Grenade came and took damage from the players from Team 1. And now SS Esports have the information on Team Codasolid as well. We see Butch on trying to find the shots as the other players are fighting the squads from below. The Nitroxx Top10 squad that's coming for them. Jubinha gets the takedown on Quali, but MTS is on the floor. Pão is the last player remaining for Team Codasolid, and he's no more. Kawan got the kill. NSS Esports now has 5 kills for them. We see the players trying to engage into this fight, and Gelo puts Noda to the floor and gets the kill on Noda. Corinthians getting an important kill against Loud, who needed to take a better positioning for the day. However, they're having some trouble, and now Team Liquid is trying to go over them. Cal1 is sent back to the floor with a nice headshot, and Kronos has to help him before they run away from the place that they are in. They were trying to use the car to run away, but now they are in danger, and Cal1 is sent to the floor once again. Peusado with the grenade, finishing him off. Now only Kronos still remaining for Loud, and they get wiped out because Boss got the kill with the shotgun. Team Liquid getting 3 kills. Important points for Team Liquid. Ousado getting the grenade on Phoenix. Over there, Corinthians has the center of the safe zone. They have the bridge as they better positioning, and now Ousado is on the floor. SS Esports is clean after that before he's finally wiped out. But on sends Ousado back to the lobby. Corinthians has only 3 players. They have to fight to defend the center of the table, but Hazur gets the kill on Butch on. Corinthians once again in the top 3. And Nitroxx top 10 and Team Liquid fighting to get the advantage. Corinthians all spread out, and now they're getting the kills. Nitroxx top 10 is back on the lobby in the 3rd place. Will it be the triple booyah? The back-to-back-to-back. Oh my god, Corinthians! Azur, they get the positioning. They know the information on the players from Team Liquid. That's an important booyah for Team Liquid as well. But Corinthians is trying to make history over here. They know they have the information on the players from Team Liquid. The safe zone starts to close. Corinthians has the best positioning. They will have the advantage to fight from above. Gelo trying to get the shots. Ice barriers coming in, and Zenak going over and getting 2 kills. Will it be? It's booyah! Corinthians once again! They came to play, and they came to win. 3 games, 3 booyahs for Corinthians. They want the lead, and they will take it by force, Carol.
Marcelo, please help me. This team is on fire. This team is on fire. The triple booyah came. OMG, the triple booyah indeed came. This has only happened once in Free Fire Brazilian League Season 4 last season. SS Sports got the triple booyah in a row like Corinthians did right now in the first week. But I mean, Corinthians is doing the exactly correct thing right now because they need to get in points ahead if they wanted to start the finals with 12 points for the first place. We didn't see Corinthians in the whole round of Bermuda. I said that the rotation of their plan were a little bit tricky because they went to Marzilet first and then they went to Santos, which gave them a little bit more space to get loot, equipment, and to be ready for the late fight as they are adopting right now, the safe game. But who did very well right now was Team Liquid, Marcelo.
And what surprises me, before in the top 4, in the points, with only Lobato holding the team alive, and getting to the 4th place. Amazing play by Lobato. And Team Codasolid with their average 6-7 points they getting per map, and now a bad game by Unidas.
Finally a bad game by Unidas.
Finally a bad game by Unidas, as we see Team Liquid and Team 1 scoring more points than them. And now Team Liquid starts to breathe a little bit after a bad start to the day, right, Carol?
And good to remember about before, because I said it would be very important for them to get a great position as they already had 5 points for a kill in the exactly same moment, and they managed to Lobato help the team to stay until the top 4, which is perfectly good for them, right? They get this great points ahead of Team Codasolid. Team Codasolid that started the first 2 maps, Purgatory and Kalahari, have great performance, but right now was the time for B4 to get back in the game. And be back in the game for Corinthians right now, it is everything. They are turning the table because SS Sports, they got the dogs free dogs last week, but right now, who's leading is Corinthians.
And Corinthians is leading with pomp and circumstance. We'll get to check the standings right now. They get to 624, 13 points ahead of SS Esports. They didn't get a huge difference in the lead because SS Esports also had good points in this match. But the number of booyahs that you focused on your commentary for the last booyah that they had, they're getting closer and closer to SS Esports in this hugely important tiebreaker. Tiebreaker in this tiebreaker, because
Yes.
we also have Nitroxx Top10 going over FURIA in the 8th place. We see Team Liquid going over INTZ. As we said, Team Liquid is starting to fight for the top 12.
Wow.
Only 13 points behind Netshoes Miners.
Yes, and it is possible for them to get
It's
it today,
possible.
especially because they are playing today, and also they are playing once again this week, right? Tomorrow. So, I personally enjoy when a team play like it's happening today. SS Sports have the opportunity to play today and tomorrow in a row. They don't have this pause of days, so they still get in the vibe. You know, they still are in the game. They don't have to worry about this pause. And Team Liquid is doing their job here. If Team Liquid managed to be inside of the top 12 by the end of Monday, Marcelo, I don't know.
This season is
Stop.
so balanced that it's a real possibility.
It is definitely a real possibility.
And Team Liquid had 2 great weeks, and they are entering this week with good results. Netshoes Miners is not having good results. Santos, in those past 2 weeks, was poor in points. It's not impossible.
It is definitely not impossible, and I have to say that it's also not impossible for Pen Gaming. I know that God Unidas is starting the day very good, getting a lot of great points right now, even though this last match, the performance of them dropped it when they went back to the lobby in the first place. But if Pen Game, the only team that got the best rounds here this season, if they manage also to have a great day tomorrow, it would be possible for them to join the Access group and not be relegated.
Yeah, it seems that the fight will be between God Unidas and Pen Gaming to leave the relegation zone for the 16th place inside of the Access group. We see the triple booyah marked by Corinthians down here, down below us, and it is amazing what those guys are doing today.
It is amazing what they are doing today. And if SS Sports on Monday, or I mean the last week, they have been joining the day that Corinthians was not playing to get ahead in points. Right now, they would not have this miscarriage of Corinthians be ahead of them, you know. And right now was probably because of the bad performance last week. But seems like we have some things to come.
Some more information: the kill leaders. That we see MTS getting closer to 100 kills. But on coming back to the top 6, but Ousado falling to the 4th place. Iago getting to the 3rd place, close to Cias. We know that Cias is not playing today. He will play tomorrow and Monday. But MTS, one more kill for the 100 points.
Can we already consider MTS the MVP for this season? Because even though Cias is a couple points behind of him, MTS is playing today, tomorrow, and in the finals.
I don't know, because Vitinho is the 15 points man. I don't know if Vitinho scores 15 today, 15 tomorrow, or on Monday. I don't remember when he will be playing. I think it's on Monday. If he scores 15 and 15, he will go ahead of MTS. And he will go right ahead of the record of 111 points by Juan last season. So this is starting to get interesting.
This is definitely interesting, Marcelo. And more interesting is that Corinthians already pass ahead of SS Sports in our standings, and Ousado is coming again behind of before, see us from Fluxo team and getting closer of MTS.
We might see a good battle for the top of the rankings of the kill leaders in the last few days of competition. But we also need to see the last 3 maps of the day, right, Carol?
That's right, Marcelo. Can we go right now?
No, I need some water, please. I need some water. Let's take a break, please.
Okay.
I'll be right back. I swear to you guys.
A minute.
One time left, right, knock 'em out. Two times, knock 'em out. Knock 'em out with the left, knock 'em out with the right. Knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night. him out, knock him out with the left, knock him out with the right, knock him out, knock him out, knock him out for the night.
We are back live, and I almost forgot to turn on my microphone, and Carol also did it. But we are back live, and we are heading straight to Purgatory. And Carol, will Corinthians get the historical Quadrabuia?
3 buoys in a row already happened with SS Sports last season, and right now the history is repeating itself with Corinthians, Marcelo. But this is the question: a quadrabuia today? I have never seen such a thing here in Free Fire Brazilian League, but they are getting close.
And not only the Quadrabuia, back to back. If they get a buoya in Purgatory, Kalahari, or Bermuda, they will make history, because no team had 4 buoyas in the same day in the history of LBFF. So they are one step
away
to making history.
Yes, they are here to make history. They have shown us. Actually, Marcelo and I, we were talking during the break, because I thought Corinthians in the first week they were really bad, but they actually were not. Since the first week they having doing the same game, showing the same consistency, and sometimes we forget about Corinthians because they keep the safe game. They went to Mars Electric by themselves, they went to Santos by themselves, and they rotating by themselves with no problems. I mean, should the teams right now start worrying about Corinthians, because it's like they are letting Corinthians win this competition?
And it's not that they should be getting aware of Corinthians right now. They should be aware of Corinthians since week 1. The team is doing a good job week in and week out. They had one bad week in week number 5 last week, but the other 5 weeks of the season they did amazingly by playing the safe game, by taking control of the center of the safe zone and holding the door. As we said, the whole door strategy that Corinthians had the whole season was incredible. And when teams tried to copy that strategy, they had good results. We've seen Santos doing that and getting good results. We've seen before doing that and getting good results. Taking the center of the safe zone and holding the door worked for the teams, right, Carol?
Yes, and we saw that Corinthians adopt these 2 styles of the game, the hold door and the safe game, and they are back to the safe game because they were triggered by SS Sports, which SS Sports is doing the opposite. They are engaging in early fights, they are losing the players in early battles, and they are missing the points for the first place.
But you know who is not missing the point?
Who is not?
The control tower, because they're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, for flight R16D4 heading straight to Purgatory. This is your captain, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Carol Bombshell, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Carol!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to Purgatory. Let's land in here. Things already start very interesting against Team 1 and God Unidas. But also, Corinthians is engaging with Team Liquid. Is that right? They came for Team Liquid?
I mean, it seems to me that Team Liquid came to Corinthians. We know that Corinthians usually goes to the houses near the river.
But Corinthians once came for Team Liquid and Mabelworks. And right now, yes, Team Liquid probably came for Corinthians, but Corinthians didn't go in the first map to a lumber mill.
Yeah, but it's a usual drop call for Corinthians.
Yes, it
indeed.
is.
And now they...
But do you remember when they meet with Team Liquid in Mobile Works?
Yeah, definitely. It was in the same place, indeed.
So we have this personal confrontation against Corinthians and Team Liquid.
But we see that Corinthians have 15 drops in Marble Works, 4 in Lumber Mill. That's their drop calls. And now Piozada gets the kill on Ousado, and now they are coming after Corinthians, but Lucas CD was also down on the floor.
I just want to check about Team Liquid right now, because it seems for me that this time who came was Corinthians.
Let's check this out. I'm checking.
It's right here. In Purgatorio, they go to Maple Works, so Team Liquid came for Corinthians.
Team Liquid came for Corinthians.
Yes, they
indeed.
go 12 drop calls in Maple Works. They went.
And now we see Zenak running away with the car to get Hazuri and Gelo over there. And we've seen confrontations between Corinthians and Team Liquid in Marble Works, indeed, Carol. And even more than one confrontation in the same day. I recall having a confrontation on the crates by the Marble Works. And on the first map of the day, Corinthians got the best of Team Liquid, and on the second map of the day, Team Liquid getting the best on Corinthians.
Yes.
It's kind of a usual confrontation between Corinthians and Team Liquid by the Marble Works, right?
Actually, Marcelo, Team Liquid doesn't need to come to Corinthians, and Corinthians doesn't need the points over Team Liquid. It is something personal from last season, when Team Liquid last season came for Corinthians. They took it to the heart right now.
They took it to the heart.
And they are a little bit sad.
Monica.
Yes, a little bit of Monica in their lives. And, well, it doesn't need to happen, but it's happening. And I'm enjoying it.
And we all enjoying great fights. But now we see Team Liquid taking off, and Corinthians seem to be going after them. As we see Hazur getting a little bit of loot over there. Taking the token for himself.
But it seems like Corinthians will chase Team Liquid right now.
Corinthians will give chase indeed against Team Liquid. As we see, it's a 3-on-3 matchup.
Yes.
Two teams lost one player to each other.
But, I mean, why Team Liquid? They are really bad in the table right now. They cannot miss the points. They already passed over INTZ, and they were getting closer of Santos. They didn't need to do this right now. And maybe Netshoes Miners, Nitroxx Top10 can help them.
Not only help them, but they can get the 6 points. They can eliminate both squads, since they have the numbers advantage. We see Spiel trying to get to the better positioning. We see Shine is also trying to find some information on the players from Corinthians and from Team Liquid. Victor was ahead of them. And it seems that they will not engage, Carol.
And probably by the choice of Nitroxx Top10, which they don't need to. They are very good with the rush. And they got the number advantage ahead of Corinthians. But Marcelo, Team Liquid came back for Lumber Mill again. So maybe they are coming for Netshoes Miners, not for Corinthians.
They may come for Netshoes Miners indeed, Carol. But we see that Netshoes Miners got the change on the squad. EGzinho, who had a connection problem in the first map of the day, getting the position to Vitinho, and we've seen Netshoes Miners losing EGzinho early in the game a lot of times, and I don't have the confirmation if that was a connection problem or if he just died by the early stages of the game.
Was a connection problem.
In the first map I know that it was, and it seems that in the other maps it was as well. But now we see Train being targeted by the players from Team Liquid. He uses the grenades, o Train BB, using the grenades to get safe over there, as we see Natividade also coming for this fight and running in the middle of the ice. but Pelzada gave chase and Cebolinha came for the save and put Pelzada to the floor. Team Liquid didn't need to get into this fight, but they chose to. Now MVR fighting Utrem over there with the help of Boss, and they will go after Utrem and send Trem to the floor. And now they get to finish off Trem to get a point, but Cebolinha puts Boss to the floor. Only one player remaining for Team Liquid. It's MVR, and he's trying to leave the surroundings, since now he has to deal with 3 players from Netshoes Miners. Nativa trying to use the grenades. Cebolinha from above trying to get the kill, and they wipe out the whole Team Liquid squad. They didn't need to do it. They didn't need to do it, Carol.
I mean, how can I explain right now the game of Team Liquid, who went to Lumber Mill facing off against Corinthians, knowing that Netshoes Miners would be there as well because they went to the first map of Purgatory to Lumber Mill. They got away from Corinthians, rotated back to Lumber Mill, and died.
They escaped from Corinthians. They made Corinthians go away of the Lumber Mill, came back, and died.
Maybe their mission was that, just died. I don't know how can I explain that, because they got the chance to live, you know, in the fight against Corinthians, and once again they are messing up with the game. But Corinthians is still alive. We already have watched the triple booyah from Corinthians. They probably can be the first team to get a quadra booyah here, which is not going to be so easy right now once they are down to 3. But
let's see. We see that Team Codasolid also getting the change. Maroto coming in.
Menino Maroto.
Menino Maroto coming in. We have Menino Maroto. We have Garoto Romeo. We have tons of musical references from Brazil in LBFF.
Indeed, we have Marcelo and
we also have food.
We have food, quali,
pão.
I'm hungry right now.
the lunch duo, the snack duo for Team Codasolid. We see that the safe zone is closing. It will close near Brasília, by the east of Marble Works, probably in the south of Crossroads. Let's check this out, because the safe zone will give us the information in 3, 2, 1.
1.5. 1
There it is.
FURIA team allowed B4, team 1. Nitroxx Top10, God Unidas, INTZ,
Corinthians is outside of the zone.
And also Netshoes Miners, Team Codasolid, but who got the best? Is in the middle is Loud and FURIA, right? And also before got the upper side of fields in Brasília, a little bit over there.
And Corinthians chose to play a different game for this match, and it didn't pay off, since they are in trouble right now with only 3 players having to deal with teams going inside of the safe zone.
And I tell you what, I'm not gonna betting in any team right now, but I will tell you who will
get
not
out of the top of the wall. Say it.
No.
Who are you betting?
I'm not betting in anyone right now, but I will tell you who will not get the booyah. And I don't think before we'll get the booyah.
Bold
even though before got the center of the safe zone, they got the same center of the safe zone in Purgatory and they didn't get the booyah. They cannot connect the game today.
Bold prediction from Carol Bombshell. And I will predict Corinthians will get the 4th booyah.
No, they won't.
Corinthians will get the 4th booyah.
Oh, Corinthians. Okay. Right now?
Right now.
Right now or today?
Right now.
Right now. Okay. Corinthians, you guys will not get the 4th booyah because Marcelo said it.
Do you should remember what I talked about Team Liquid past the last week.
Okay, but would it be very, I mean, it is very lucky to say that they will get 4 booyahs in a row. You can say today, if you say today, I will, okay, Corinthians maybe get the last booyah in Bermuda today. But the crew in a row, I don't think so.
But now we see the fight coming in and Team Codasolid trying to engage against SS Esports right now. And MTS getting the shots to break the ice from Vitin. Still MTS finds the headshot. Phoenix puts Vitin to the floor. Vitin, the best player for Team Codasolid in the number of kills. Now on the floor, MTS using the grenades. We know that he's dangerous with the grenades. He found the damage on the players from Team Codasolid that are taking off, and boom, goes to the floor. And he will get finished off by Phoenix. The grenades also coming in for MTS. He uses the shield to protect himself over there. And now Phoenix trying to get the information. We also see Jubin over there. Put on and MTS getting the information to fight against Team Codasolid. But Maroto has a Groza. We know that that's a dangerous weapon for him to fight. The ice coming in to protect MTS. And now he's retreating and choosing not to fight. Better choice of fight by SS Esports right now. We've seen them having bad choice of fights, but look at the grenade from Vitin to find MTS and send him to the floor. The ice comes in, and now Butch on having to deal with the whole squad from Team Codasolid coming after him and sending the first player to the floor. Maroto trying to use the shields. He and Vitin trying to trample the players from SS Esports, and Maroto sends Butch onto the floor. Good job by Maroto. And now Jubinha comes to defend, but Vitin gets the kill. Quali puts the player, finishes off the player from SS Esports, and now Team Codasolid has the advantage. They're coming and they finish off Team SS Esports. Amazing job by Team Codasolid getting the 4 points and sending SS Esports to the lobby with only 1 point, Carol.
And SS Esports being target of the teams from Serie B. Nitroxx Top10 and right now Team Codasolid, they are easy target here today.
They are becoming easy targets today, but we see Unidas also coming for the top of the table, going for the Corinthians squad, but Hazur sent the first player to the floor. Now he's being targeted. Miguel puts him to the ground, and now he uses the ice from Pato to surround him with safety. And now we see Gelo and Zenak trying to hold on for Corinthians. Victor putting 2 players from Unidas to the floor, and now Pato has to deal with the players from Corinthians. He uses the grenade launcher and sends Zenak to the floor. Hazur is finished, but there is only 1 player for Unidas over there to fight against Corinthians. Pato going after Ousado. The safe zone starts to damage Pato over there. And Victor finishes off Mike. Gelo goes away and finishes Pato, but Corinthians is back on the lobby on the 10th place. And that helps SS Esports because they did have a poor presentation today, but that doesn't help the caster who bet on Corinthians, right?
I said so. And Corinthians is back in the lobby in the 10th position with 1 point for position and 2 points for killing. Okay, an amount of points of 3. It's still very bad, and Marcelo was the keys of that for Corinthians. So let's see right now that before we'll not get the Booyah because I said that they won't. Let's see who will get the Booyah, Marcelo, because not a Quadra Booyah.
But you said that they will not get the Booyah.
Yeah, not
so
got the Booyah. So
that might be the reverse Zika, the reverse Jinx, and they might get the Booyah.
I just bet they won't get the Booyah because they got the center of zone, but they didn't manage very well today in the Purgatory map. But let's see right now. Okay.
It seems that they are managing well the fight against Nitroxx Top10, although R7 went to the floor. Shinase finishes off R7. And now they have to fight with only 3 players. We see Lobato holding on to the center of the safe zone, and he fights the players from Nitroxx Top10, but they are being trampled by Loud as well. The players from Loud coming from the center of the safe zone. 16 minutes of match played. We see Iago in a bad position. Loud coming from behind. Kawan has the sights on Iago, and now he is taken off, and at least Carol got her bets right, because before will not get the Booyah. We see the players from Loud repositioning themselves. They know that they will have to fight against Nitroxx Top10, coming from the place where they were fighting against before. And we see Team 1 also engaging into this fight. Netshoes Miners are also in the open, and Drizzy is trying to get the kills, but we see Quali getting the triple kill on the players from FURIA. Team 1 trying to engage into this fight, as we see Guerra and Aranha doing a good job for INTZ as well. Quali gets a headshot and VN10 puts Kawan to the floor. Nitroxx Top 10 gets all wiped out. We see Loud going after the players from Team 1. And there is a player down. FURIA is sent back to the lobby as well. Is wiped out by the fights happening inside of that safe zone. The kill feed is coming down and hard on the teams. We have 5 teams remaining, but only 12 players. Kronos will help Kawan over there. Finally, Loud getting to the late game. And the Netshoes Miners get all wiped out by the safe zone. Team Codasolid finally down and out of the game. Team 1 also out of the game in the 3rd place. And now we have INTZ going after Loud. Only 1 player from Loud still standing. It's not over there. He will have to deal with 3 players from INTZ who got 10 mysterious kills because we didn't see INTZ get those kills. And Loud is now out of the game, so it's Booyah INTZ! The mysterious kills, the Booyah, and now INTZ is back on the fight for the top 12. Got all good job by those kids.
10 mysterious kills, Marcelo, indeed. But I mean, this is the 5th Booyah of INTZ this season, and they haven't get the Booyah since round 10, Marcelo. And right now we are in the finals rounds, heading to the finals, and it was really good also for them to get this Booyah, to get a little bit far away, more far away from Team Liquid, who Team Liquid died in the 1st place today. Went back to the lobby with 1 point for killing. It's still good job for INTZ. We were expecting the quadra-kill of Corinthians, but it came for INTZ in a very good time as they needed. And even though there was mysterious kills, there were 10 kills, which tells me these guys got blood in their eyes today.
And points in their hands, as we are going to check out the final standings for the map. INTZ getting 22 points, but it seems that Loud also amassed a good amount of points, right, Carol?
Yes, Loud, who finally, Marcelo, managed to finish this round in the 2nd place, joining at least the top 3 for this last match, got an amount of points very good for them that will help them also to get a little bit more far away from FURIA team and getting this closure of Team Codasolid as they need, especially because this is the 3rd match and we haven't seen nothing from Loud. We haven't seen a little bit of Before right now. Before, who was also a great team in the Bermuda map, it is stepping up a little bit more ahead of the other teams, but of course the best of the best is in the hands of INTZ.
It's amazing to see that they chose to play the strategy from Corinthians, and they got the kills to count, to make it count. Team Codasolid getting to the 2nd place with 14 points, and now Loud with 12. Team 1 doing a good job getting 9 points, getting closer to God Unidas.
And where is Corinthians?
Corinthians was
sent back to the lobby in the 10th position.
The 10th place with only 3 points, Carol. Finally, Corinthians having a bad day. A bad moment.
A bad moment, exactly. Corinthians went out to the 10th place with only 3 points. We have talked about that. Only 2 points for the kills, 1 point for position. Team Codasolid that is being solid once again. I know it's a little bit tricky, but we have to say they do a solid game, and allowed to manage to be in the 2nd place, even though they finished with 12 points, 14 points for Team Codasolid. But let's check our standings because I want to see how many points Corinthians is still away of Esports, who also didn't have
points.
Yeah, they didn't also had a great match. They finished in the last place again, Marcelo, with only 1 point.
But now Team Codasolid is in the top 5.
Ooh.
They went ahead of Fluxo, and it seems that they will come after Vivo KEYD to finish the day maybe in the top 3 or top 4. We know that we only have 2 more maps remaining, but Team Codasolid is a team who have already 6 Booyahs in their hands. 1 more Booyah could lead them to a good fight for the top 3.
And INTZ getting closer once again of the top 12. They have right now this issues against Netshoes Miners. They will have this personal confrontation. These personal confrontations. So let's see. I don't think Netshoes Miners at any moment will come for INTZ, but INTZ can do that with 10 points. Mysterious kills for them right now would help them a lot. But what did not help was Team Liquid in this last match when they did in a confused game, a confused rotation, and when were wiped down, sent back to the lobby, and they could not score more points to at least get ahead of Santos.
But what gets me optimistic about Team Liquid is it's they're 20 points behind the top 12. And they are more than 80 points ahead of, they are 81 points ahead of the relegation zone. So it seems that at least we know that Team Liquid will not fight against the relegation. They will be fighting for the top 12, and we say that happily because Team Liquid is a traditional esports organization, and it's good to see them not fighting to be relegated, right?
Yes, and I mean, a lot of things happened today, Marcelo, and I'm really enjoying to watch that. Corinthians can already ask for songs because they got triple booyah. So let's check it out after our break if they will get a quadra booyah, because Marcelo got this hope that they will get a quadra booyah for the very first time a team getting a quadra booyah in the Free Fire Brazilian history.
We will cast that record and we'll be back in 1 minute. We are back live. The guys are back live. Carol is back live. And we are getting ready for this 5th map of the day of Kalahari. And Carol, are you ready?
I'm so ready, Marcelo. So many things happened today that I cannot get enough.
So I will not get enough as well, and I can't get enough of the sweet voice from the control tower saying we're clear to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R16D5, heading straight to Kalahari. This is your captain, Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot, Carol Bombshell, invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, because it's time to drop, Carol!
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome once again to the desert of Kalahari. So get your water bottles, get also some fan because... Hydrate, get some fan also, because the things here are indeed very hot.
And we see the teams all spread. We might not have the early fights going on, as we see that maybe Aranha will get into trouble against SS Esports, and maybe Mike will get into trouble against the Netshoes Miners, but team fights will not happen right now, right, Carol?
Not for, I mean, I hope not for so long, because
when the sun shine, we shine together.
Once again, we see that Loud got the replacement. Brabox came to replace Will, and we saw that Brabox did very well once in Kalahari, getting at least 5 points for a killing for Loud. So once again, we come for that strategy where each player have a better performance in each map. Seems seems like Brabox it is a god here in Kalahari, and that's why he's on. As it goes, the same for Team Liquid, that Pedro RS it's on for the game, and Lucas TD went to get hydrated.
Yeah, he needed a little bit of water.
And a little bit Monica.
And a little bit of Erica. a little bit of Rena. A little bit of Tina. A little bit of Sandra. A little bit of Mary. A little bit of Jessica. A little bit of You Makes Me Yum and I love this song. Mambo number 5. But now we see Team Liquid trying to get the loots over the chest rock. Piozada doing a good job over there. With his movimentation, but Carol, it seems that Corinthians is coming after Team Liquid once again.
Yes, and I said that they will chase Team Liquid to pay off from last season, Marcelo.
Since now they see themselves already qualified, now Corinthians is making it personal against Team Liquid. But the mine from Piozada puts Ousado to the floor. Now, Team Liquid has the advantage to fight a 4-on-3 against Corinthians. And Zenak is hitting himself. Ousado is back on the floor, and Boss puts once again Ousado on the floor and get the first blood on Ousado. Will Corinthians not go for the Quadrabuia? Now we see Pedro Ares trying to surround the whole squad from Corinthians. The grenades coming in. MVR putting pressure on the Corinthians players over there. Pedro Ares is the one who is getting the information, who is closer to the house. And now we see Bots pushing Zenak to the floor. And we will see Gelo trying to hold on himself, but him and Hazur puts 2 players down, but now Hazur is the only player standing for Corinthians. He will have to deal with it, and Corinthians is sent back to the lobby. No points for them. No points for them. And Carol, they were only 15 points ahead of SS Esports.
Not a quadra kill right now.
Not the Quadrabuia.
Oh, sorry, Quadrabuia.
Not the Quadrabuia. And they were only 15 points ahead of SS Esports. And SS Esports is a team that finds themselves better on the end of the days. SS Esports is the 5th team that scores the most points in Kalahari per map. They are the team that scores the most points in Bermuda per map. So this playfulness from Corinthians may cost them the top of the rankings.
And I mean, of course, they are very safe for now in points ahead of SS Sports.
Not that safe, they are 15 points ahead.
Yeah, but what I'm trying to say is that they find themselves a little bit safe, and they are doing these dumb moves against Team Liquid because, I don't know, for some reason from last season that we have no confirmation about that. But anyways, they are triggering their points right now. They are definitely risking their game and risking their points in the table and letting this be open for SS Sports. Which tells me that are they more worried about the fight against Team Liquid, or they are worried about to be the first one to start with 12 points advantage in the finals?
I want to see that because I'm not happy with what Corinthians is doing. It seems to me that they are betting on being better than Team Liquid in the fights, and it was twice in a row where they got problems by doing that. It's not impossible to think that Corinthians could have already had the Quadrabuia if they wanted to get points ahead of SS Esports, but their decision of maybe getting to Team Liquid's nerves and getting some retaliation because of last season, that might cost a lot to Corinthians.
Yeah, we know there is this fight over the drop call. Corinthians and Team Liquid in Purgatory specifically, they have the same exactly drop call in Mabel Works. Team Liquid decided to go to Lambermere right now, and they are having this little fight against each other. But if I were Corinthians, I would definitely be more worried about SS Sports. I would come for SS Sports.
I would not come for nobody. They are doing an
Yes.
amazing job not coming for nobody.
They are doing a safe game that worked very well in the first 3 maps where they got the triple booyah. But if I have to choose to come for someone, I would come for the team that is treating me in the table. I don't have to, but if I'm deciding to do that, I would definitely come for SS Sports, because I would kill SS Sports no matter what, because they will definitely not get points to be getting closure of my points. But I agree with you. I would come for nobody. I would just standing and keep doing my best game, staying safe, out of troubles, avoiding early fights.
I mean, they did such a good job in Kalahari, taking the control post, controlling the center of the safe zone. They don't need to go after any teams. The teams that need to go after them, they are in the top of the rankings. They have to be in the position to take teams coming after them, but not go after teams, because that's just making their games sound like they don't respect a few teams. They make it sound like they don't respect the teams, and they don't respect the fight for the top of the rankings.
Yes.
I think it's not my place to say, however, I'll say it anyways. I think it's kind of unprofessional.
Well, it depends of the point of view. I probably agree with you, but I would say that inside of the game, anything would be valid, because this is a competition where you want to be the best and the last one to survive. I don't want it to be unfair with my teammates, but if they get in my way, I would not think twice.
I don't know. I believe that Corinthians should take it more seriously and fight for the top of the rankings. I think that the triple booyah got to their heads into thinking that they can get a booyah whenever they want.
Or what I said about to be safe with the triple booyahs today, to be safe in points, even though they are 15 points ahead of Corinthians of SS Sports, which not a lot.
And we have to remind them that tomorrow they will not play, and SS Sports will be playing.
Will be playing. And if on Monday they cannot have a good day, they will miss that for SS Sports. But we are also forgetting about Vivo KEYD.
Vivo KEYD will come to play tomorrow and on Monday. So I think Corinthians is getting over their heads, and they don't need to. When now we see before taking Refinery once again, trying to fight from the top down, and we see that Nitroxx Top10 is wiping out the whole Team Liquid squad. But Team Liquid brought it back, and Pedro Ares got the kills and sent 3 players from Nitroxx Top10 back to the lobby. Pedro Ares with 4 kills already, and now he's fighting to stay alive with MVR, getting good points for Team Liquid right now. Now they have to play the safe game and guarantee some points via positioning. As we see Loud going for the spot below the Refinery, taking some shots from Iago over there. And now it's Juan over there also shooting them. And Iago will now reposition. We see Team 1 also below the Refinery. Under the Refinery over there. And Brabox trying to get some information. And we see that the teams are making their efforts to amass a little more points in this map, and Corinthians is not doing so, right, Carol?
Not really.
And now we see Team 1 taking shots. I'm sorry, Carol, to interrupt you, but Loud is also coming for them. They might be sandwiched from above and from behind, with B4 and Loud getting to join the fight against Team 1. Team 1 desperately needs points if they want to fight to leave the relegation zone, but even though the team seems to be already relegated, they still have to have hope. They still have to fight for their lives. But Vitinho XP finds the headshot on Drizzy, and now he might finish off the whole squad from Team 1. We see that B4 is inside of the danger zone on the refinery over there. That could be dangerous because the refinery has no ceiling for them to hide. There's no coverage for them. Just under the passages, the bridges inside of the safe zone, inside of the refinery, we see INTZ going after Team Codasolid and Unidas. Carol, those three teams needs points for different reasons. INTZ to fight for the top 12, Unidas to fight not to get relegated, and Team Codasolid to get into the top 3, right?
Different reasons, but they are still standing for the same, to get this point inside of the top 12 to head to the finals. And who knows who we get to be the winner of this season. But we know that one thing, Marcelo, that Team Codasolid is punishing INTZ.
And INTZ is back on the lobby. Team Codasolid got one kill, but Netshoes Miners also got a kill. And now the players are trying to run over each other. We see Mike trying to find the better placement.
And we still got SS Sports still alive, and MTS is getting closer to 100 kills.
They're getting closer to 100 kills. And now we see that SS Sports is down and out of the game. Netshoes Miners trampling the SS Sports team, and now FURIA also down on the lobby. Iago and Lobato getting the kills and sending FURIA straight to the last map of the day, straight to Bermuda. Vitinho also finding the kills on Pato and Miguel, and finishing off Miguel over there, but Iago trying to find the kills on the Netshoes Miners player. Cebolinha is on the floor. He's doing a good job. Lobato also doing a good job taking the refinery and defending their drop calls with easy. Look at Minuzzi! The grenade from Minuzzi putting two players from Unidas back on the floor. Iago getting the kill on Train. And now we see that he is in a killing spree. He was one of the players leading the rankings for kill on the day. And now he might have got to the top of the rankings. He's fighting to be the MVP as well. And now we see Vitinho also fighting to be the MVP, trying to get into the house where is before. The Netshoes Miners team is wiped out by Pão. And now Vitinho trying to find Minuzzi, and the grenade from Triple X! He gets the kill and sends the whole Unidas squad back to the lobby. And that's important for Team 1 because that's a direct fight. They still have their hopes up to fight to leave the relegation zone. Iago gets the takedown on Maroto. He's doing an incredible job from the top of the refinery. Team Codasolid needs to get inside of the safe zone. They will take lots of damages. We see that Team 1 also needs to move. Team Liquid is on the middle with Loud, but they have only 2 players. Now B4 is rotating from the top of the refinery, and they still have the top down to fight against Loud. They still can. And as we see Kawan using the bat, so hey, better swing, but Team Codasolid is on the floor as well. They get the kill. Team 1 back to the lobby with a nice 4th place, but we see that B4 have the better position to fight against Loud. 3 teams still remaining. It's Liquid, Loud, and B4. Noda using the grappling hook to get to the top of the mountain. Kawan was left behind with Brabox. Kronos will be the leader going in for this fight as Team Liquid is fighting with B4, and they are not paying attention on the Loud squad coming from below. R7 using the grenades, trying to find the kills on the players from Team Liquid. He got lots of damages on them, but the grenades are coming in. Kawan sends Lobato to the floor. 3 players still up for B4. 2 for Team Liquid, and now Loud comes after B4. That's the chance for Team Liquid. The safe zone is closing in, and Loud has the best positioning, so it's Booyah Loud! Finally, the Booyah has come back to Loud! They did a good job. They played the fair fight, coming from below, using the grappling hooks, playing the safe zone, climbing the mountain, and getting to the center of the safe zone in the best positioning that they could. They amassed a few kills over there and got a necessary booyah for them to keep fighting, Carol.
And Loud, who hasn't get the booyah also from weeks in a row, and right now we can feel them a little bit back in the lobby. So if today were the comeback from Corinthians, maybe this is the great start. It's something new for Loud as well today, Marcelo. But the MVP of this last match was Iago. And I tell you what, no one since the 12th round so far, I mean the 5 last rounds, could get in the amount of points for killing that Iago did. Iago right now got an amount of 43 points for killing and helping. Before, they once again didn't get the booyah, but got the amount of points for the booyah. Even though Loud, the last booyah of Loud was in Kalahari, right now they got a booyah in Kalahari with 17 points. We saw this exactly same performance of before, not getting a booyah in Kalahari, but got the amount for points for the booyah. And once again, they didn't get the booyah, but I'm not saying that as a bad thing. Even though they score points. Even though they get the center of the table, there's something that they cannot connect very well to get the booyah, you know. And Loud got the full squad, of course, and helped them. But finally,
do you know what amazes me?
What amazes
Team
you?
Liquid getting 17 points, and they were 20 points behind the top 12. So let's check the standings, because we know Netshoes Miners scored a good amount of points, but look at Team Liquid getting to the 13th place, and now they are 10 points behind Los Grandes. They might get into the top 12 today, Carol.
No way, Marcelo. That can be real. That
is real.
No, we still have one more round to happen, one more map to come in Bermuda. 10 points will help them to get in the top 12. Is that right?
That's doable. That's possible.
I said I can't.
And
I will stop right now.
They have one more day of playing.
Yes, they will play tomorrow, but I will stop right now. If a Team Liquid that were the only team were the last team to get a booyah here this season today. They already got 3 booyahs, and they are doing an amazing game today, Marcelo, coming back to the top 12.
Coming back to the top 12, we see before getting to the top 3, getting ahead of Vivo KEYD with those 20 incredible points for the map, and Team Codasolid still getting the points they need.
And look at before.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Before is in the 3rd place.
In the 3rd place, joining also the 600 points.
And they are the top team in points for the day with 57 points for the day. But you know who is the 3rd place? The 3rd team with the most points today? Team Codasolid.
I would say Nitroxx Top 10, but
They're 4th.
They are the 4th one. But wow, Team Codasolid, Nitroxx Top 10. But I couldn't say before. Obviously, I would say Corinthians, but also before is doing a silent game.
Yeah, they have the top kills for the day. They have 25 kills for the day. But you know who is the team with the less points for the day?
Who's that? Is Team 1?
No, it's SS Esports.
No, you're joking.
Yeah, it's SS Esports.
Oh my goodness. And SS Sports they had everything they needed today. They needed to be good today and tomorrow if they wanted to finish the qualifying phase in the first place, Marcelo.
But it seems that Corinthians, even though they chose to play the hide and seek game against Team Liquid, it is clear that Team Liquid had the payoff in this match, right? They got the squad wipe, they got the 17 points, they got near the top 12, and Corinthians just gave the Team Liquid the chance to fight. If they wanted to come to ruin Team Liquid's plans for the top 12, they just gave them a breather and a chance to say we are trying to get to the top 12.
Be ready to be triggered. It's a little bit funny
This feeling inside
to see this battle of Team Liquid and Corinthians, because it shows me that Corinthians is coming even more for Team Liquid than Team Liquid is coming for Corinthians. And see that Corinthians show up into Liquid's drop call and still lose it for Team Liquid. I mean, that's not the game. We come back to the point where is what is fair and what is not fair. What is more important right now. Let's keep the balance very balanced. So Corinthians, you guys are ahead in points, but you also can be triggered by by Vivo KEYD that will come tomorrow. So let's watch out.
Let's watch out and let's take a breather, because we still need to check the last map of the day. So we'll be right back after the break. We are back live, and the players are also ready to get into the 6th map of the day. We have Bermuda coming up, and Carol, I'm eager to see, will Corinthians go after Team Liquid once again, or they will play the professional game and try to go for the Quadrabuia? They just throw away their amazing chance of making history today to try to settle personal problems that they didn't need to.
Yeah, they didn't need to risk their points and their chance to get the quadra kill, but they still got one more chance in Bermuda map. Will they play the safe game, the professional game as you said, or will they come to Team Liquid again?
I don't know. The only thing that I know is that we're cleared to take off, so let's hit the skies! Ladies and gentlemen, from the flight R16D6 heading straight to Bermuda, this is your captain Marcelo Ferrantini, and by my side, my co-pilot Carol Bombshell invites you to loosen your seatbelts, fasten your boards, cause it's time to drop, Carol!
Yes, indeed, we are dropping in Bermuda map, and we are got Team 1 and INTZ.
Team 1 and INTZ going at each other, and Nazai got the kill. He found the Vector over there, and he got the kill. He just came in for this map in place of EN10, and he got the kill already, making it count for that sub. Azai doing a good job. He is the role player that Team 1 uses for Bermuda. And now we see also Team Liquid going after B4. Juan is all by himself near the 3 players from Team Liquid, and he's making it count, doing a good job, and putting MVR to the floor, and he will send MVR back to the lobby. He tries to get the shots as he is being targeted, and he will probably get the kill because MVR will not have the time to recover, and Pedro puts one to the floor. But not without sending a player back to the lobby, and now Lobato coming in also for the fight. Team Liquid might be in a huge problem, because they have to deal with B4 coming after them, Carol.
Team Liquid, who usually go to Hinan Village right now, probably because of the rotation of their airplane, they face off once again. This is the not the very first time that happened, but look who is in Hinan. No, not in Hinan Village, but coming also to join the party against Team Liquid, Marcelo.
Corinthians is coming after Team Liquid once again, but now it seems that they chose to come after the drop when they have the whole equipment, but they chose to go after Team Liquid, and they might get in the hands of before, but they send Lobato back to the floor, man back to the lobby. Ousado using the weapon, and it may save Team Liquid as Iago is sent back to the lobby, and now before has only 2 players also to fight. We see Pedro RS going to the floor, and the Corinthians squad ganging up on him, but there is still a player that is Peusada. He gets Zenak back to the lobby, and now Peusada is on the floor, and he will get killed by Gelo. But there's still a player from Team Liquid alive. I thought that there were only 2 players, and Boss took off. Boss took off from there. Corinthians will not wipe out the whole Team Liquid squad. They got 3 kills. That was important for them, but they lost Zenak.
For whom?
They lost Zenak to Team Liquid.
Team Liquid.
It was for Peusada. Peusada got the kill.
Before. Okay.
No, Peusada got the kill.
Nice. Still fighting against them, but looked like FURIA got the spotted of Netshoes Miners.
They got spotted by Netshoes Miners, and Cebolinha got the headshot on 1-9. The Saitama, who's not having an amazing day today, as we've seen yet in the other days, and Bielgat finds the kill on Natividade. We see that FURIA tried to bring it back against Netshoes Miners, and now the teams are repositioning. Still Corinthians trying to deal with problems on inside of the server, right, Carol?
Yes, Marcelo. And Netshoes Miners, who always avoided their early fights right now, engaging against FURIA. It is just because of the rotation. They were coming from Angar, and they have the clock town all by their own, because only 1 player is alive from before right now, and before can be wiped by Netshoes Miners, and that's the chance of the revenge from the previous match in Bermuda, where before blocked the whole way for Netshoes Miners, and Netshoes Miners went back to the lobby in the 12th place. So let's see if they will hold this back, or because they got the information of the last player of before. They know that they were having this confrontation against Team Liquid and Corinthians. So if Netshoes Miners right now don't engage, I don't know what they are here in the Serie A for.
What they're doing, right? You see that they don't want to engage into early game fights. They don't want to engage in late game fights. They don't ever want to engage.
This gives me so much yawn.
And now we see R7 trying to save himself inside of the clock tower, and he might get a few kills in this fight between FURIA and Netshoes Miners.
FURIA is coming. FURIA chased Netshoes Miners. FURIA also got a very aggressive game styles, and they decided to chase because of the number disadvantage. Of course, they already got 1 kill over Netshoes Miners, and they are doing it.
They are engaging against the Netshoes Miners. Bolin trying to find the information, and he knows that he's been targeted by Train. He goes over and he leaves the house, but he now has the information. He uses the eyes to protect himself as the players from FURIA leave the house to fight with the information against Netshoes Miners, and they see before the last player from before. And now Memgod sends R7 to the floor, and before is wiped out. Is the first team out of the match. Bolin, he's the one trying to get informations for FURIA.
And I would say that before didn't get the Booyah, got the 2nd place, but with more points for the Booyah in Kalahari right now. They are from the Booyah to the bottom.
From Booyah to bottom, indeed. As we see Bolin going over, trying to find the Netshoes Miners players. He finds Vitinho over there and gets the kill. But look at Train putting 2 players down with a grenade. Nice job by Train. And one nicer job by Cebolinha, getting them got to the floor. Now the Netshoes Miners team might have turned it around with nice 2 grenades. We see that Memgod is still on the floor. He will be helped by Bolin. He will not. He will not, because Train came after them and got the kill Now 4 kills for the Netshoes Miners. They did not engage, but they defended the engagement from FURIA and got the 4 kills, Carol.
Yes,
They
indeed.
didn't run from the fight finally.
They didn't run, but still they waited for them to come. And they were, I mean, once again, they are relying so much in Natividade with his grenades, which been working, but it doesn't tell us so much about the whole squad game.
And they won this fight without Natividade.
Yeah.
They can do it.
Yeah.
They don't need to
They
rely
don't
on
need
just
it.
one player.
And that's what I'm trying to say, that they can do it. They got the guts.
They got the guts. And now we see Esports who might engage into this fight against Team Codasolid, a team that is having a good day today. And we see Phoenix trying to find some loot over there. He's surrounding the area, surveying the area to try to find good spots. And it seems that the game will take a break, right? The game stepped on the brakes after that hard start, right, Carol?
Yes, but I just want to check for the teams they're playing right now, who are the best one in Bermuda map. And in the very first place, it is Esports, Marcelo. They got amazing booyahs in Bermuda map. They got the best performance, followed by Vivo KEYD and Loud. Loud is still alive. Loud got the last booyah. But for Esports, they got... I just want to check.
Garoto Romeo coming into the game.
Oh, is he on, Marcelo?
Garoto Romeo is on.
And look at this. 3 of booyahs of Esports were in Bermuda, so they got what they needed to get another booyah in Bermuda.
And that's what you get when you're at your, I don't know the song. That song that says, that's what you get when you're 1990. I don't know the lyrics. But now we see that Team Codasolid is being chased off by Esports. They will try to go under the bridge, as the Red Hot Chili Peppers like the most.
Or Adele.
Or
Water under the bridge.
I love Adele. She's amazing. And now we see Quali having to deal with the players from Esports coming after them.
And actually, they were rotating for another place, and they came back again for Team Codasolid. They face off with another team, but the game is against Team Codasolid.
And now we see Phoenix having to cover himself because Quali found a good shoot on him. And now he's using the eyes to find a better position to fight against Esports. But MTS got the flanking well done and put the Quali to the floor. Sending the butter to the floor, and the bread always falls with the butter side down. And now we see that Vichin is the one trying to deal with the players from Esports, and he is the top killer for Team Codasolid in the season. And Jubinha is also on the floor. He was getting closer to MTS to try to help him over there, but now Team Codasolid is taking the best of Esports. But on is the one who also goes to the floor by a nice job by Quali. Only one player remaining for Esports in the fight. It's MTS. He is dangerous indeed, but he will need to do an amazing job all by himself. And he is down and out as Esports is eliminated in the 10th place with only 1 point, Carol.
And they can be the worst team of the day, Marcelo. You brought this information before this match started. They are in the bottom of the
They
today.
already are, because they got
They
only
already
24 points with that 1
and
point
11 kills in the whole day. They only get 11 kills for a team that got the MVP for this season in their team, that is MTS, getting only 11 kills in the whole day.
Well, let's check out Noda and K1 getting to Netshoes Miners. They are engaging into this fight. And Carol, since we had MTS getting to 99 kills in 10 days, that averages him 9.9 kills per day. That's almost what Esports did today as a team in the whole day. But now K1 is coming over to try and finish off Vichin from Netshoes Miners, who are having trouble to deal with Loud. Loud came with eagerness and found the kill on Vichin. We see Cebolinha trying to come over, trying to to surround the players from Loud, but Noda was well positioned. Now he uses the grenade and he tries to damage Cebolinha, but the grenade was far away from Cebolinha. The grenades are coming in to try to defend from the players rotating. Kawan saw that and did not fall for the trap, and he finishes off Cebolinha, sending him to the ground. Now he's going after the last players remaining for Netshoes Miners, as he will leave Cebolinha to die for the safe zone and to get the points for himself, as Brabox is leading the charge. And Brabox is a player who is leading Loud to better results.
Yeah.
We gotta talk about it because Will is an amazing player, but Brabox is having better results. And now we see Team Codasolid going after God Unidas. And Vitin put a player down, but Pão was also on the floor, and the two teams stopped a little bit to get their players back on their feet. The grenades coming in from Vitin. He's using the ice and the flashbangs over there to take the players from God Unidas out of action. The grenades also coming in for the windows. We see Maroto, Pão, and Vitin trying to trample, and Miguel goes to the floor. The grenade launcher from Pato makes Maroto goes to the floor, but he goes to the floor as well. And now God Unidas have to defend against Team Codasolid, but Minuzzi gets Pão, Mike gets Maroto. Team Codasolid is starting to lose the fight against a well-positioned God Unidas, who tries to trample, and Minuzzi gets the kill on Vitin. There's only one player still standing for Team Codasolid. It was Pão who was on the floor. He brought back the player to the fight. It was Quali. Mike is on the floor, and now Quali might try to bring it back for Team Codasolid, as we see Pato finishing off Pão. And now Quali coming in to avenge its friends against the two players from God Unidas, but he is sent back to the lobby by Minuzzi. And God Unidas wins the fight against Team Codasolid, Carol.
And God Unidas is having probably their best day so far. They are very balanced, and once again got a squad wipe.
They got the squad wipe, and now Team 1 is coming after Loud. They did not run from the fight. They're trying to engage, and now Azai going after Brabox. Brabox is doing a good job leading the charge, but Azai gets him to the floor. He sees Kawan trying to rotate around the house, and lots of damages to Kawan, and Azai once again getting the kill on Kawan. Finishing off him and Brabox and getting the triple kill. He's doing a good job coming in to play for Team 1, but Hazur gets the kill on Boston, finishes off Team Liquid. I hope that maybe do Corinthians better to finally finish off Team Liquid and they start playing for the Booyah. And now we see Azai trying to go after Kronos, the last player from Loud over there, as Corinthians is rotating. And they will probably need to fight against Nitroxx Top10. We see Aranha sending Hazur back to the lobby, and now Corinthians has only two players, Ousado and Gelo. Ítalo, the player from INTZ, trying to rotate as well, and they might help Corinthians against Nitroxx Top10 since they have to deal with that team as well, Carol.
And actually INTZ got a very good spot right now in the upper side of Mars Electric, but who got in the center, I would say it was Nitroxx Top10, but they have to deal with Team 1.
And they have three players to deal with a full squad of Team 1. And the grenades are coming in. We see VTRX taking lots of damages and going to the floor by a nice shot by Aranha. Azai also near the floor, and Triple X will be the one rotating. Nice shot by Aranha over there using the AWM to get the kills. And now Azai has got an AWM for himself as well. But the safe zone is coming in. It will force INTZ to reposition themselves, as does Corinthians. Aranha trying to get the shots on Ousado, but he's inside of the danger zone. He is outside of the safe zone, and that might help Corinthians in this fight. We see Aranha already on the floor. Lucas, Kawan, and Ítalo trying to get to Ousado and Gelo. And the grenades coming in also from Nitroxx Top10 against the players from Team 1. Victor, he knows, he has the information on Team 1, and now INTZ with only one player to fight, that's Ítalo over there, and Chinês trying to hold on for Nitroxx Top10 in the center of the safe zone. The only team inside of the safe zone is now Nitroxx Top10. 6 squads is still remaining, 13 players to fight. We see Ousado preparing the grenades, cooking the grenades to try and find Lucas, Kawan, and Ítalo, the players from INTZ still standing. but the safe zone is coming after them. They will take lots of damage, and they will need to reposition themselves, but Corinthians is waiting for them. Victor using the grenades to push Azai out of the ice, and Minuzi got the kill. INTZ is out of the game. Ousado firing the kill with the grenade launcher and the grenade. Now Nitroxx Top 10 still trying to fight against Corinthians. Loud goes back to the lobby as well. Team 1 goes back to the lobby. Corinthians is surviving with Gelo and Ousado. Ousado finds the shot with the grenade launcher on Victor 7. Quadra kill for Ousado, still fighting for the top of the kill leaders rankings. Now we have Unidas, Nitroxx Top 10 and Corinthians. Nitroxx Top 10 with 3 players, Unidas with 2 and Corinthians with 1. We are getting to the late stages of the game. Ousado using the ice to protect himself, to advance a little bit, and now he knows that Pato is coming after them. But he takes lots of damages over there by the grenade launcher shot, and now Nitroxx Top 10 has to deal with Unidas, but Pato did a good job, and now Ousado is on the floor, and it's Booyah! Unidas! Lá vem o Pato! Pato aqui, patacolar! There comes the duck! Pato doing an amazing job getting 6 kills and putting Unidas in their second booyah of the season.
That's
Finally, after week 1, Unidas getting a booyah, Carol.
That's right. The second booyah, the first booyah of them was in the 30 match of the weekend 1. Can you imagine waiting for so long to get your second booyah, and was in the hands by the Pato with the last kills? So he did his last quack and get the last booyah here in Bermuda map, and was well done. The confirmation with this last booyah of God. Today was the best day for them. Today, of course. And I mean, if by one side Unidas had the best day with this booyah, the second booyah with 21 points, today was also the worst day for SS Sports. But Unidas got a balanced day here today as well, Marcelo.
They did this amazing 21 points in the last match, and I believe that they might have joined our top 3 for the day, Carol.
Yes, they did. They are in the second place. So Corinthians in the first one, Unidas in the second, and B4 in the third place. So we are going to check this out, have the confirmation in the highlights of the day. But with no doubts, today was one of the best days for Unidas.
And take a look at Team Liquid with 8 points. Now they are 2 points behind the 12th place. What an incredible day also for Team Liquid, and also what an incredible second half of season for Team Liquid, trying to come back and fight for the top 12, as we see Team Codasolid also having a solid day. Before, even though they got to the 12th place in this match, they got a good day. And SS Esports, what a letdown by SS Esports today, right, Carol?
They dropped their performance dramatically, and they needed today. They play today. They are going to play again tomorrow, but today would be a very great opportunity for them to keep their points in the top. To tomorrow still have, at least breathe a little bit and be safe for now. But Corinthians got the best performance with the triple booyah. They almost got a quadruple booyah. I was kind of sure that maybe Ousado could get that, because they only needed to wait the engagement of God and Nitroxx Top 10. But anyway, the last booyah was for Unidas right now, and there is the confirmation. Triple booyah for Corinthians, Purgatorio, Kalahari, and Bermuda, INTZ, Loud, and Unidas.
And now we'll check the standings for you guys to understand the picture of how the scores happened for the day. We see that Corinthians is leading with 642 points, and they got a 27-point lead on SS Esports. SS Esports was ahead of Corinthians to start the day. Let me check this out.
And if I talked about the booyahs, that Corinthians were 5 points of booyahs behind of SS Sports, they are only 3 right now. They are very close of SS Sports. They can get that on Monday, that I would say would be their goal for now, because if they find themselves in a tie in the finals, they can use the Buyas for the
They have the tiebreaker.
Yes, they
advantage.
have the tiebreaker. But also, Netshoes Miners, we have to point it out, a good day for Netshoes Miners. And Team 1, they managed to be, they are not leaving the relegation zone, but they managed to put Pen Game down then.
They got the points they needed on the last map, the 11 points that they needed on this last map, but they are far away from God Unidas right now. It seems that Team 1 and Pen Gaming are in an awful position right now to fight.
We can
because
say they
God
are
Unidas-
relegated.
Probably. Pen Gaming still has a little bit of chance because they
Yes.
have two days of play
2 days.
on their hands. But God Unidas, this awesome day for God Unidas might have saved them from relegation indeed, but Team Liquid getting to 482 points. We couldn't imagine that a team that in 2 weeks they had only 200 and a few points. Now with 482, it's amazing, right, Carol?
Yes, it's definitely amazing. But what is going to amaze me is the confirmation of the highlights of the day. Do we have already the highlights of the day?
Well, are we ready to bring the highlights of the day, my crew? Are we? Are we ready to take the highlights of the day? So let's take the highlights of the day on the screen for you guys to check this out, because we have Corinthians leading with the triple booyah, God Unidas in the second place, tied with B4.
Yep, but look at
didn't have
the
a booyah.
individual kills. We see that the player from Team Codasolid, it's also joining not in the most points or most kills, but he's joining the individual kills. We
It's
saw that
quality, isn't it?
it is quality. We see that Team Codasolid engaging in a lot of fights today. We saw that also on Nitroxx Top10, and we are seeing great things from the teams that came from Serie B. But as Marcelo was saying, I'm like, he finished to talk about the most kills.
Thank you, my lady. But we see that God Unidas getting the most kills for the day, and Pato with 10 kills. We don't have the picture from Pato, but it's Pato on the second place. But Iago amassing an amazing 12 kills before tying with God Unidas for 26 kills. But it pains me to see Corinthians in the third place, because Corinthians could have way more points for kills in this day if they didn't go after Team Liquid, right?
Yes, and probably Team Liquid got their focus away of what they needed to do here today. Starting the day with triple booyah, well done. Finish the day with not getting more points in the highlights of the day. They will finish today with being the best team, because as we are going to see next, they are the best team of today. But they could do it more, even more, if they were not unfocused by this competition against Team Liquid.
They could have guaranteed the first place in the rankings for the remainder of the season, since they have to deal with not only SS Esports but also Vivo KEYD coming to play tomorrow and on Monday. And we will check out the best of the day that will come up on screen as soon as possible. The best team of the day was Corinthians, Razur 7 kills, Ousado 7 kills, Gelo 6 and Zenak 4. We've seen teams taking that spot of the best team of the day with much more kills for each player than what we had today, right, Carol?
Yes, exactly. But even though they still got the spreaded points for each one of the players killing. And Ousado, who is in the also on the run for the MVP with 7 more kills, will get this closure of MTS, Cias and Iago. And as we already saw that they got a triple booyah, one in each map, Purgatorio, Kalahari and Bermuda, but in Bermuda they got even more points than in the other maps, Marcelo.
Because they got the first place in the first map of Bermuda and the second place on the second one. So it explains why Bermuda was good for Corinthians, because they didn't have to deal with Team Liquid in the second time in Bermuda. So that's what propelled them to have a good match. In Kalahari, they got a booyah with 15 points in the first map, and they left the match with no points because they were wiped out by Team Liquid. In Purgatory, they found the first booyah with a nice amount of points, and they went after Team Liquid, had to change their rotation, did not play in the center of the safe zone, did not play near Brasilia, they had to enter the safe zone from the south and did not get good results. So they could have got themselves to safety. Now they will have to deal with Team 1, but let's check the kill rankings on the screen for you guys to see. Iago getting to the second place with those 12 kills. Carol before having a huge end of season, right?
90 points behind of MTS right now. Iago, who we already talked about, that no one besides himself is getting even more points for this last match. He is the only one that got 43 points by killing in this since last week, and he's given his name. He's right now 9 points behind of MTS. He's also have the opportunity to play again this week. We'll have the confirmation later. But Ousado, which we already imagined, would be joining again the top 3 of the kill leaders. But Sia is coming tomorrow. Vitin played today because he belongs to Team Codasolid.
And he'll play on Monday.
But he will play on Monday. And I mean, what can I say? These guys are natural born killers, as they should. They should definitely doing that. Even though I would really enjoy to see the 100 kills coming from MTS.
Do you think MTS will lead the rankings at the end of the season?
I think so. I think it's possible.
I'll make a bold prediction.
Say it.
Cias will be the top killer.
No, I will stick with MTS.
Because Cias has 6 maps less played than MTS, but we will check the standings for you guys, the schedule for you guys to understand what is coming up. We see that tomorrow we have Fluxo. Cias, that it plays from Fluxo, will be playing tomorrow.
Against
and
MTS.
MTS will be playing tomorrow as well, but that will be the last day of play for SS Esports. The last day of play for Unidas, INTZ, Loud, Nitroxx Top10, SS Esports, and Team Liquid. That's their last day of matches for the regular season. And Group A with Fluxo, Los Grandes, Metagaming, Pen Gaming, Santos Esports, and Vivo KEYD will come back on Monday, as we will see the schedule on the screen. They will come back to play against B4, Corinthians, FURIA, Netshoes Miners, Team Codasolid, and Team 1. So I believe that Cias will get. I also believe I can fly. Even though I don't have the weight for that, I still believe it. I believe Cias will get 12 points tomorrow and 15 points on Monday.
We need to bet that costing money.
Let's do this.
Let's do this because I'm sticking with MTS. By the end of the season, he will be crowned for the MVP, Marcelo.
Let's see. And we will know.
But we cannot forget about Iago.
We cannot forget about Iago.
He's behind MTS. 9 points.
But I still believe in your eyes. And I believe that Cias will get an amazing day tomorrow and maybe on Monday as well. But who will have amazing days tomorrow and on Monday are me and Carol and you guys at home. It was amazing to have you here today, and it was amazing to have you by my side once again, Carol.
And it was just the beginning, guys. Today was the beginning for the rest of this team's life, because next week we are heading to the finals, but you cannot miss anything, any single thing of this week to be, prepared for the finals. So be back tomorrow, because we'll be here tomorrow.
I thank you for your audience, and I remind you tomorrow at the same time at 1 p.m. in Brazilian time, at noon on the Eastern time in the United States, we'll be here to bring you more of the LBFF Season 5, the last week of the regular season. We'll be back tomorrow, so I'll see you guys. Let's get ready to drop!